Everybody, it's Tuesday, July 28th, 2026. Can you believe it's time once again for the gigantic Bombcast? That's right. Hope you are doing well, because I gotta be honest, we're not doing so hot over here.
We're falling apart over here. It's bad.
We're ripping apart at the seams, but don't worry, we've got a foursome intact to guide you through all of your podcast affairs. Isn't that right, Jeffrey Grubb?
That's right, Jeff Backlar. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna get through it. But I'm afraid of how we're gonna end up on the other side.
Those are the podcast of the future's problem, not the podcast of the present's problem. How are you, Dan Riker? Don't answer. I know you're just in pain. I can tell.
I am in pain, but you know what? I'm fantastic today because I have made the most important purchase of my life. Thank you, Grubb. And thank you, Chuck, for being the angel or devil on my shoulder that pressured me into making the decision to buy every Fantastic N64 and controller in one pack.
I'm so jealous of the deal you got on that. You got such a good deal when I compare it to just buying one of those. And I bought it from someone who was giving me a deal. So yes, super jealous.
Yes, the guy's really nice. Met with him in a parking lot yesterday. We talked games for a while, talked 64, and I have 6 perfect edition Fantastic N64s. Look at my Instagram. I've got pictures. They're just beautiful, and I'm setting them up in a fun way. It's great. It's great.
Does he know about your employment? Does he know who you are?
Didn't give me any. Here's the thing. Here's who you buy. That's Chuck. Chuck's joining us here. Chuck, great question. I buy a lot of stuff on Facebook Marketplace, is where I buy the game stuff. And inevitably, it's always a guy who's my age, and he's like, sorry, I just had another kid. The wife's making me get rid of the game room. And it's that's when I swoop in. That's how I come take it off their hands in a parking lot.
Cool. That's how I want to be known when I die.
A vulture.
Chuck Towski's here as well. How are you, Chuck? What's going on with you? I can't wait to hear all about the road trip. That's what we'll get into in a second. But how are you personally doing, Chuck?
I'm doing so well. You and I talked earlier today, and you were very prepared to hear nightmare stories and tales of woe from the trip. But actually, it was a banger. 10 out of 10. Loved it. And I'm happy to be here today. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. You got it. All right. Well, if you have been living under a rock for the last week, you're woefully unaware of the Giant Bomb road trip that went all the way up the West Coast. How did it go, boys? How are you living? How are you feeling on the other side of it? Tell me about it.
Boy, mainly my ankle is just a little sore from holding down that gas pedal for so long.
Dan was the one
non-drove. What do you mean?
Of course, yes. No, he was the one person who did not drive.
I legally could not drive that car.
Yeah. We got everyone else's name on the van so everyone else could drive except for Dan. And we took shifts and that was easy, but it was beautiful.
Yeah. Shouts out to Grubb. He held it down for most of the drive, and you did a great job.
I thought we all had a nice good stints there, and whenever I did need a break, you guys went for quite a while. So yeah, it was excellent. It was a lot of fun. We got the same kind of van we had when we were in LA. So the Pacifica it's really roomy. I didn't sit in the back of the Pacifica in LA. There's a lot of room back there, but it was cool. We went to Taco Bell in the Pacifica, which I found very fun. I don't know if I brought that up to anyone else, but I kept.
Minotti got drunk.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, Minotti was drinking tequila at the Taco Bell cantina.
He had the big twisty gimmick.
Yeah.
Yeah, at noon before going on a road trip, he gets a giant twisty gimmick of Baja tequila or whatever, and then he just starts standing on the beach and playing the big thing like Hogan strumming on the belt like it's a guitar. And boy, he was really in full Minotti mode for a bit there.
It's kind of amazing. I was watching the first stream you guys did, right when you got to Taco Bell. I don't know, maybe it was when you guys just called me or whatever.
David called you.
And the best was Mike getting in the car, sitting shotgun, and you guys are 11 minutes into this trip, and the first thing out of his mouth is, I get car sick.
Yeah.
he goes, he's like, I can't do anything. I can't look at my phone. I get car sick. I was like, you're the perfect guy for a road trip.
Oh, yeah. Can't look at his phone, but he can order a full thing of biscuits and gravy from a diner to take on the road and eat in the car.
Now,
I said
he can do that. He said he shouldn't have, though. As soon as the car started moving when he was eating that, he did say he regretted that choice.
I love Mike Minotti. I did do something mean to him, which is like, so he got in the back seat with the biscuits and gravy. We started streaming, and I don't know why. I really wanted to punish his food choice, and I was the driver. So we were parked, and I was like, I'm going to start driving. When he's like, he's got napkin bib in. He's like eating.
I was like, I'm glad you did that, because it's like he should have known better. And there was a chance he was going to get to eat it all just sitting there in the parking lot, and that was never part of the deal. He always should have assumed we were going to be moving.
I have a shot of him. I'm editing the vlog from the trip, and I have a shot. I don't know if he knows I was recording, but we got shots of him eating the biscuits and gravy, and we're all joking about it. And then like 10 minutes later, I have a shot of him once he's done, and he's just like looking out the window and just like emotionless, and like, know that I won't do it for content ID purposes, but I would put Johnny Cash's Hurt cover over that in the VOD if I didn't have to worry about that.
We'll do a cover.
Yeah,
exactly.
10 whistle. Yeah.
But yeah, the first day was a lot of driving, and then we ended up at a lighthouse, and that was fun because Dan, you booked the Airbnb, right?
I did. I'm the Airbnb czar of GiantBomb.com. Yes.
Yeah, and we're there, and it's like it was really kind of scenic. Although we got there at night, you could tell like, oh, this thing's really cool looking, and you go inside of this lighthouse, and it's someone's house that sort of has one of those 360 like rooms. It's to kind of make it feel like a lighthouse or whatever. But the guy who set the place up was clearly very into the sea. Might have been a sea captain.
And footsteps in the sand.
Yes, footsteps in the sand all over the place. He had a room called the captain's quarters where he said, that's where I sleep. So
you had the French Quarter.
I had the French Quarter. That's right. You Dan, though, you seem not to realize that the guy was going to be staying with us.
No, and I don't know what kind of superhero sensing power you guys have to where you figured it out.
We listened to him.
It's like sometimes you meet up with a guy at a B&B, and it's like they let you in, and then you go about your day, basically. So like the old sea captain met us at night, and he gave it. Well, he didn't even give us keys. That should have been
He walked us through his living room where he clearly had cracked a beer and was watching TV. He said, "Here are the cookies I baked you." I
am somewhat observant because I did notice the 2 open beers on the table, and I was like, that's weird that they would just leave open beers when you're about to leave your Airbnb to someone.
You didn't even realize he was drinking. Like he's like.
I thought he left them there, and I was like, oh, he must have just forgotten before we took over the house, you know?
Yeah, so we were all 3 of us being Minotti, Chuck, and I, kind of recognizing what's happening here, and like I'm like Dan might have caught on, but then at the the last thing the guy said is like, and I have like the Wi-Fi password if you need it or whatever, and Dan's like, well, yeah, just text it to us later. And I'm like, oh no, and I just kind of walked out to the van. I'm like, Dan will realize when he realizes.
No,
I walked in the garage and Grump's just like, doing his face. Yeah.
So Dan, being the Airbnb czar, self-appointed, that you have declared, like, are you?
There's good points in that, brother.
I'm sure there are for you and only you.
That's why you would do it.
Of course it is. Chuck, we've been through this exercise many times before. Follow the pattern.
I see the good in people.
If he's doing something, he's getting something. Let's be real.
Yeah.
That's a great. I'll put it on his tombstone. Yeah. Seriously, bro. Dan, on the listing, doesn't it have to
you can do entire. Here's the thing. I've booked a million Airbnbs. This is the first time it's ever happened because usually I'm really good at setting filters and things like that. Number of beds, number of bathrooms, and you can pick entire home
number
or
of
room.
Semen in the Airbnb.
But I always pick entire home, because you want the place. I don't want other people there. My thinking is when I booked it, there must have just been nothing because I had to look in that like McKinleyville, Eureka area, which is not a bustling area really. So there probably just weren't good options for the number of beds we needed. And that's probably why I did room and then forgot about it is the
gotcha.
Thing. So yeah. So the way I figured it out though was that we were getting ready, the guy had shown us around and stuff, and I assumed he disappeared into the ether or something. And then Chuck had some fart issues going on.
He was having travel farts. Yeah,
I didn't have fart issues. I had fart solutions.
Okay. Well, you had an absolutely terrible fart, Chuck. And I turned to you one point, and Mike says I screamed it. I don't think I screamed it. I think I was
you yelled it. Yeah, it was super loud. Yeah.
Okay, well, I was just like, Chuck,
I was in the garage.
like
I heard
shit.
some yelling. Yeah.
So I screamed, Chuck, that smells like shit. And that's when everyone's like, he's upstairs. And it's like, oh, shit, what? Like, that's when I learned. So.
Yeah, and I walk in the room, and they're like, Dan figured it out. So
that's when you learned. You learned when,
after I screamed that Chuck's fart smelled really bad.
It was like 15 minutes, but that's what, it's quite a long time, especially because
let's feed this guy Taco Bell and then expect him not to fart. Shut up. Fine.
This is a really good teaser for what's coming in the road trip travelogue that Dan, thank you, is editing. Very good work. It's a good teaser for all this, is it not? Right?
Well, I'll be able to start editing in 3 weeks when Mike gets back home and gets me his footage.
Yeah.
So,
what's the issue? He left Sunday. It's Tuesday.
Terrible. It sounds really bad.
If you
I guess there's storms. He's stuck in Chicago.
I mean, there's a ton of shit stretching across from where Mike lived to where I live. It is going to be a gnarly couple of days here. Yes, Mike is lost in transit. We have a tracking number, so hopefully we'll
get our boy.
He's headed to the airport right now, I think.
We didn't get the insurance on him, but whatever.
It's fine. He's got one of those RFIDs on him. They'll scan at some point. It'll show up. They always wind up in like Hebron, Kentucky is like where they just wind up showing up, I feel like. So
if you might him like a cat.
Yeah, just we poked holes in the box. He's fine.
I hope they don't take him to a kill shelter.
He's fine.
I hope they don't pack him in with the rest of the cargo and there's chickens in there because he just can't handle chickens, guys. That's the one thing I learned about Mike.
Folks, Chuck can attest to this. Chuck and I shared a bed in the lighthouse. And Chuck, first thing in the morning, did I not pull out my phone before we'd said a word to each other and watched the video of Mike getting... I'm not going to say attacked by chicken. He had a chicken gently set on his shoulders, which is a fun thing. A child could enjoy that.
These are chilled, domesticated
chickens. A saint.
Yes.
You kidding me?
Oh, I don't have it on the soundboard yet, but
it was like super quiet. You just roll over and I hear like Mike screaming.
I don't like it. Oh my god.
Yep. Pretty good.
It's incredible.
If that's the only thing that came out of this entire trip, it's worth it.
Worth it, yes, absolutely.
Every second of it.
I had the clip on my Osmo, and just like the first hour after getting back in the van after the chicken incident, was Dan getting very frustrated that it was taking so long to get that video. Like to
I was getting antsy. I just had to see it. I was jonesing for it.
Yes, exactly. He was clearly he needed his fix, and it was very funny. But
I can't wait to see what sort of like editorial direction you take in putting that part of the video together, Dan. I'm really excited to see.
Oh, I already have plans. So, like as the trip was going on, I was thinking of different ways I could shoehorn the chicken part into it again and again and again.
Storyboarding in the back seat. He's just like already putting concepts together.
We would never do this because he wouldn't want to do it, and then it would be mean to force him to do this. But
you would never do that, of course. Yeah.
No, well, this would be a bit extreme. But imagine just a full-on Fear Factor show where it's just Mikey. In various situations.
The easiest Fear Factor ever.
I know, but it'd be so good.
I mean, what would he have to do? You make him eat an apple. You make him have a chicken.
I mean, I would. Here's the thing. There's probably a million things we couldn't have guessed. I would not have guessed chickens are one, but boy, are they.
All right. Well, look, it's a good tease for the video forthcoming.
It's going to be a good
It's going to be awesome.
There's a lot that happened, yeah.
And Jeff Grubb, we get to do these kinds of things because of the support we receive from Giant Bomb Premium. Isn't that right?
Yeah. Last year we did a big bomb-a-thon, and that the whole goal there was to get new premium members. And one of the incentives we set out there was to go out on this road trip, and that's something we can fund because of you all becoming premium members. Going to giantbomb.com/join. When you do that, you're supporting independent games media, but you're also supporting these hijinks. And I think, that this is going to be, people are going to see this was a lot of fun. We got to go out to Mysterium, which is a tiny little convention for Myst fans. It was so touching and awesome to be a part of. And it's like, you can't do that without you all helping us out and making that make sense. So thank you to everyone who has supported us. And if you want to support us in the future, once again, that's giantbomb.com/join. Gets you ad-free versions of the shows, gets you premium shows, which we have a bunch going on right now, right?
Yes, we do. This is the run currently running.
Yep, Sewer Shark.
9 Lives of Mr. Mustafa, please.
I'm loving the Sewer Shark. This is the run. It's
Cat Jerfman is upon us soon.
So very soon, we've got a couple in the can, and because these are going to be released, this isn't like, once Cyberdillo's done, we start doing this. This is going to be, you're going to be getting double blights for a bit here. So once we get a few in the can, which we only need to get like one more, we'll start releasing them. So maybe in a week or two, I think Max will start seeing Cat Jerfman.
Coming up soon. Yep.
I picked out his costume, and I'm extremely proud of it. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm going to be surprised with everybody else.
Honestly, Chuck, you changed my marriage.
You're welcome.
You changed the complexion of
I know
my
exactly
marriage.
what you mean. Yeah.
Okay, I just need you to know, like, it's just different now.
I think all you needed was maybe like a necklace of like crystals, and it would have been even better. But
oh yeah, man,
we'll get there. We'll get there.
Oh, she is like a jewel thief, right? You could get a crystal necklace and wear it for the next one.
That's exactly right. Throwing cops out and stealing jewels. That's what we're doing.
Mama Wayne's pearls, maybe.
I just
got a bunch of open dumpsters all over the house now.
This game, yeah.
Look, exactly. Look. Here's what it is, right? Dib's gone. He's at summer camp. He won't be back for another couple weeks. We don't have any real responsibilities. No dog anymore. Like we're empty nesters temporarily. And let's just say maybe the costume's getting worn when it doesn't need to be. Okay. That's all I'm saying. It's fine.
I don't like it.
Well, you bought it. You bought it.
Yeah, this is your fault, Chuck.
You're keeping it.
I want it back.
It's gonna be selling on stream.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
Let me tell you, brother. No, you don't want it back.
Yeah.
Did you guys think that Jeff Backler was going to get on the pod today and be like, I fuck, just so you guys know.
I think he does that every episode.
That's usually like the Wednesday meeting topic.
Yeah, right. He's like telling
us all Grub and I do is talk about our kids, so it's implied.
Right. Come on. Yeah.
I know it's a real deep
what we're getting at here.
There. Yeah. But that's what's happening. What else is happening is that Jan is on the road to recovery. We just want to shout out Jan and say, Jan, we love you. We know you're waiting in the wings here, producing the show from afar, but we love you. And Jan continues to get better. We hope. What's that, Dan? You look concerned.
I was thinking of something, and I realized I'm on this podcast with three people more technically minded than me, which is usually the case. So last night, I wake up in the middle of the night. Bonk and I are the only human beings that live in the house. That's important to know. And when we went to bed, the house was dark.
A parasite situation.
Quiet.
You don't know.
That's exactly what I'm thinking, man. They could easily have a parasite situation.
Oh, I thought you meant parasite like the millipedes. Okay. Gotcha.
No.
Okay. So we go to bed. It's dark. It's quiet, as it always is. We fall asleep. And I wake up like 2 a.m. and there's a light happening outside the bedroom door, and I'm hearing like medieval village music.
Yeah.
And I wake up and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Are you having a midsummer?
Yeah, it's just like,
is it True Detective out there?
Like,
what's going on?
It's just very old-timey Castletown music or whatever. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. And so I get up and I'm in my underpants. I'm like, I don't know what I'm about to stumble upon. I walk downstairs and it's just the TV is on at the menu for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it's like, I guess this happened tell me what could be happening here. I think I know it might be a CEC thing, HDMI CEC, but we were watching Sopranos and all of a sudden in the middle of it, it switches over and she had saved and exited back to the Steam menu. But the last game she was playing was Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And it switched over and it's like, you want to play this now. And we're like, what the fuck? And she closed out again, went back to Sopranos, went to bed. And then it just turned on and started the game. It's not like she went to bed, she didn't close it with that. So it's like hitting a button to launch the game or something. What troubleshooting should I do here?
No, it's the Steam machine, right?
Oh. Yeah, the Steam machine is what she's playing on.
I bet it's your television remote interacting with the Steam machine.
Yeah.
In the background.
With no buttons pressed or like a cat or
I mean, when you guys are setting up the show or whatever, or
it's an Apple TV. We do have an Apple TV remote, and that does CEC stuff.
Apple TV is the worst with that stuff. I'll just say Apple TV is the worst with CEC.
So should I turn off CEC on Apple TV?
I would start there, especially if you guys don't especially if it doesn't make a difference for how you guys use it. But yeah,
I almost think I came downstairs today, and my TV had it on the Apple TV menu. So what the fuck is going on here?
Did your house get struck by lightning?
I don't know. This has never happened before, and I just realized when I came to twice in one night.
I would turn off CEC on Apple TV just because every time I'm like diagnosing like a family member's TV problems, I'm like, do you have an Apple TV? And the first thing we do is turn it off, and it always solves it. But that's
okay. Because I like it on the Steam machine. It's great to just sit down, press a button. It's like, now I'm playing games, you know?
Yes.
So I want to keep that on.
Control the volume.
Oftentimes I think CEC is more trouble than it's worth. But yeah, that's what it sounds like. I bring up the lightning thing because I have had 2 now anecdotal stories of people having their backyards or houses directly struck by lightning, and it like just kind of putting some ghosts in the wires a little bit.
There was a power outage like a week ago.
Yeah,
a brief one. Yeah,
I know someone who their backyard was struck by lightning. They have it on camera, and like all of the ports on their TVs don't work anymore.
Great.
Isn't that nuts?
That sucks. Yeah.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
Does someone one of his neighbors have like a flipper or like one of those like IR remote things?
That would be.
I used to do that when I worked at AMC. When I quit AMC 30 in Kansas, I took a walkie-talkie with me, or like I think I had friends that were still there, and I'd have them sneak one to me, and I would sit in the parking lot, and I would fuck with like I'd go on the all channel thing and tell people to clean vomit that wasn't there.
I cannot picture this. I can't.
Yeah, it's hard to picture me doing this.
Uncharacteristic.
17. Yeah.
What a strange picture you're painting here. Oh.
Yes.
No clue.
What do people use those flippers for that are not nefarious, or is it all nefarious and it's just?
I think it's nefarious.
Yeah,
fun.
It's like the least nefarious is like offloading your like room key onto it. I guess.
Sure. Yeah.
And like using it to open your hotel room. I don't know. Like everything else seems crime. You know?
Right. Yeah. I like it. Just like going around and like randomly send garage door signal buttons and open all the garage doors in your neighborhood. I'm like, I don't know. Okay. Seems a bit scary.
Do you remember the TV Be Gone? Probably not. I don't think anybody knew about this. TV Be Gone was a thing I bought. Again, same age, like teenager. And it would flip through all of the universal remote power things. So once the theater turned to all TV screens for the menus, I would just go to in front of the concession stand, like during a rush, and I would just turn off every fucking screen of the concession stand or at the box office and just watch the chaos happen.
I think that's what you would do if you didn't get into like games, media, personality stuff. I think you would just like own a gadget, like fun prank store.
Or be like,
YouTube. I would just be
yes,
like,
exactly.
I'm
if
so
you were
glad
born
YouTube
10 years
exist.
later, you would have been a YouTube prank guy.
I'd be in jail for something I did to try to put on YouTube. Yes, 1,000%.
Chuck is holding.
I was gonna say, as soon as I get a whiff of some kind of legislation introduced to ban something, that's when I buy it.
Of course.
So what you can do with these is scan, like if you ever have those
listeners like, got a flipper in his hand.
Yeah, those RFD cards. If you ever have those to get into like your gym, or so in my old apartment building I did, you can like get the reading from that and then just use this as like a key.
Right. Like
but of course, can you make all the amiibo? Can you put all the amiibo on this?
You can do that with a phone app.
Oh, really? Oh,
the Ally app. Wow. Yep. You buy some NFC tags and the Ally app. Yep. I've heard.
All right.
Yeah. So outside of like,
I also own all them like a fucking rube.
Yeah.
Outside of theft and like shenanigans, it is just a dork device, though. I will say.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool though.
For people like the flipper's just like this little like handheld, like radio hacking tool thing. You probably have seen it advertised on Instagram or elsewhere.
Does NFC, IR, some other shit, but technically you can like try and replace your TV remote and whatever else with it.
Yep.
You should do a stream where you're just playing around with that. That'd be cool.
John, little tech stream again. We'll do it again.
I like that. All right. Anything else before we pivot?
I don't know.
Any other road trip stuff we missed?
I mean, like we didn't talk about
teasing it.
Yeah, we didn't talk too much about Mysterium and stuff like that, but we'll talk a little bit about it in the news. Maybe we can talk about like what it was like when we were there a little bit.
I guess we should point people. We do have a video out now of the panel that we did at Mysterium Con. We had a kangaroo court case against Atris, who was like one of the main characters of Myst, and we prosecuted him for being a bad father. Mm-hmm. And I took the assignment in Jan's place as a pinch hitter, and I took it way too seriously. So,
we had Dan as bailiff, which was crucial. We needed that. It was great.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It was good.
You tossed the guy cosplaying Atris. You like shoved him out of the convention. That was good.
Canonically, all bailiffs are bald, so this worked out.
Sure.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, yeah, go check that out. And like we said, the vlog will be coming soon. Keep an eye out for that. We'll let you know when it's ready. But for now,
let me check. It's gone from 3 hours to 9 hours, Dan. So there you go.
Jesus Christ, what is going on? There's also like 7 versions of each video in there, so I don't know what's going on.
I think the internet's just kind of broken. You know,
there should be just 2 versions of each, and one's a low quality version.
Okay, good. All right, yeah. We'll get to it once I have it all. But that travelogue is going to be very good. Keep an eye out for that.
Okay, there you have it, boys. Let's talk about some video games.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? There he is.
I wanted to hear it so bad.
Doing fine.
Hi, Jan.
You're doing great, Jan. You look good. You smell good. Everything's perfect. Don't change a thing. All right. We're playing some video games this week. I played a video game. We'll get into that in a second. But first, damn, good Lord, Dinoblade. I've heard about this, Jeff Grubb.
Yeah, I started up that Dinoblade game, which for people that don't remember, I think it probably showed up in some Summer Games Showcase. Might have been a Kiwi thing. Could have been something smaller. It is a Souls-like game where you play as a dinosaur holding a big sword in your mouth, and you fight other dinosaurs with weapons. And it's if it sounds like one of those like Steam games that's an asset flip, it's definitely related to those. Like it's definitely like in that lineage, and you could sort of feel that the second you pick up the controller and start moving the character around. There's kind of no art like done to make it feel good to move the character around. Like it is very much just moving an avatar through a generic 3D space. It is they seems like they put a little bit more effort into making the combat feel good, but again, there's not like a lot of thoughtfulness into making it a balanced sort of a combat system. You're still kind of just spamming attacks, which doesn't feel very Souls-like. One of the cool aspects was I got an early boss, took him out pretty easily, and then as soon as you kill one boss, you get their soul, and you can summon them. Man, that's hard to say back to back. You could summon them during combat, where like you just hit down on the D-pad, and they sort of shoot out of your sword and do an attack, and then they fade away, kind of like an RPG summon. And that was neat. But nothing happening was being like speaking to me in such a way. It's like, okay, I can see that this game is mostly duct taped together and is a meme. It's a joke. It's going for a bit. Does it surpass that? Not really. No, it's just the bit. And I think if you are a true FromSoft sicko, going to this game and being like, applying your critical eye might be a fun exercise of being like, here's where it's difficult for a team like this to bring their indie concept of how we can make a Souls-like game and applying that to a fun little joke. And here's where they came up short. Or if you're someone who like wants an easier from Souls or from like a FromSoft-like experience, this can kind of get that idea across. But there's so many of those now that I just feel like this is not the one I would recommend to anybody. So a joke, and one that wears off pretty fast, I would say.
Like the visual of this is like you're a dinosaur with a giant sword hanging out of your mouth, right? Like
sticking out of the
down
side.
On the handle. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and like just like to like give an example of the thoughtlessness, like in combat, you're like a mid-sized dinosaur, and you got that big spiky spine on your back. And a lot of time in the early game, I'm fighting these tiny little dinosaurs. And like when my character just is sitting there in the middle of the screen or walking, the big spiny back will block the character I'm fighting. So I can't see them. I can't tell if they're spooling up to do an attack so that I can get the perfect block, the perfect parry or whatever. It's just like, oh, they didn't notice this, didn't care that this was a problem. And just like because they're more focused on delivering the joke. And again, the joke is not going to carry this game in any real way.
Like, is it take itself kind of like self-serious? Is it like self-serious in a weird way? Like,
yeah.
What do you think? Yeah.
Yes, I do think that is part of the meme, where it's like we're making a real one of these, but it's very much the opening cutscene is an evil or legendary dinosaur sort of setting up the lore, and it's not like then it's broken up by a fart joke or something like that. They do not break kayfabe. They are going for what they're going for here in a really hard way. But again, I do think that is part of the joke. Like that, the idea here is we're making a real game. Wink. Yeah.
Because the reception kind of seems all over the place.
I mean, I don't think like it's a game that like no one will find joy in. And again, I think that if this is your genre, if you are someone who's playing these games nonstop, I do think there's value in like breaking this game open and and being there in that space where there's a lot of people thinking about Souls-like games all the time. This game is clearly from people who play those games. What do they think makes one of these games tick? And going into that space and finding the gaps in between of like what works, it is fun to like go in there and look around. There's a lot of value to that. And this is a genre that has enough people who feel that way that I could see them being like, there's something to this. But if you are, I think if you're anyone else, there's not much to it. And that's going to be pretty obvious pretty early in the game.
All right. Very good. There you have it. Dinoblade. That is out now. All right. So I've been playing Halo. I'm playing Halo.
Yeah, me too.
About to start that.
Campaign Evolved. Jeff Grubb. Yeah, well, go ahead, Dan. What's up?
I was gonna say I'm pretty stupid because I sorry to break the news. I was gonna stream it with Kayla, and I was thinking about streaming it last night, and then I was texting her and stuff, and she's waiting until she can get a physical version of it. And I thought like, okay, well, I was looking forward to trying it out, and I can talk about it on the podcast. I guess I'll just dink around with multiplayer, and then I go load it up, and I'm like, campaign evolved. I see. Yeah, I see. Okay, so I did not play multiplayer last night.
And,
yeah.
All right, and
I was loading up the game, and I was like, oh man, Blood Gulch, this is gonna be great. And it's like, no, it doesn't have Blood Gulch. No,
it doesn't have Blood Gulch.
It's just a campaign, but evolved.
Not evolved. Yeah. I mean, is it evolved, Jeff Grubb? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. It is definitely updated, and I'll say that like if you're someone who's been craving to go back to play Halo, this is a fine way to do it. I am not so into Halo that I'm having the experience that I've often had with these remakes, and I was talking like to Mike about this on the trip, even of like, that Shadow of the Colossus remake or Link's Awakening, where it's like, I have such an affinity for those early games that the updates or changes that have been made, Demon's Souls is another one, where it's like, I notice the feelings that have been lost because the fidelity is not just updated, it's different. And the people who did the updating and did the changes kind of didn't get across the same eeriness or whatever that you would get from Shadow of the Colossus. I don't have those feelings about the original Halo, so I'm not coming in at this being like, here's where like they miss the atmospheric elements that make Halo campaign or Halo Combat Evolved tick. So I'm just going in there and being like, Halo's fun to play. It is fun to run around and shoot things. The game feels good. The guns feel good. These characters look nice. The environments are sort of sprawling and sort of intrigue you to like just keep going to see what's around the next bin in such a real satisfying way. And all that stuff is here and works. Now, when I do talk to people who are deeply into Halo, I do think some of them are getting across the point of like, oh yeah, but there's something missing. And so that conversation's still here. I don't think that is going to be something that most people who are casually into these games need to worry about. I bet you're probably just going to come in here and have a good time like I was.
What do you think they're talking on?
Oh, yeah.
I'm playing just normal so far. Yeah.
I'm thinking because like Halo is like one of the few games. Halo and Gears are two games where it's like I like to do like the hardest difficulty and like so.
I want the AI to be smart. Yeah, I want them to be
because it is good AI, or it definitely was back then. So like I'm thinking like Kayla's never played a Halo game, and like she had never played Gears. We went through all those. We went through on I think Heroic, but yeah, would it be a bad idea to start on like she's incredible games? So I'm not worried about her, but like is Legendary like a frustrating situation?
I haven't tried it, but I would recommend you guys go on Legendary. Yeah,
I think so too.
You probably want to take temperature, like start second to hardest. I wouldn't go straight into Legendary.
Yeah, what's Legendary?
She's big on getting trophies though. She loves trophies, so it's like I think she's gonna want to get the one that's like do the whole thing on Legendary and don't change difficulties. So
did you see that when you're selecting? All right. When you're selecting the
Heroic first? Yeah.
Oh really? Heroic? Okay, maybe that's. Okay, maybe we'll do Heroic then. It seems like everyone's saying that. Yeah, all right.
They always said Heroic was like from the beginning was the one like, man, if we could ship the game like this as the recommended setting, we would, because we really put all the effort here.
That's right. I remember when I reviewed Halo Reach, it was like a review event, and they like stressed like, hey, we can't tell you what to do, but like we think Heroic is like the way to play this game. So, and I played it that way. Right. Like, oh, right, this is actually really fun.
Yep.
When you select the difficulty, they have those like interesting detail sliders that pop up. Do you see that? That was interesting. I thought, like, when you select the difficulty, it shows you four different kind of readings of like, enemy intelligence ramps up in heroic, and everything's maxed out in legendary. I thought that was interesting. Grub, when you talk about people, the Halo sickos who are like, there's something missing here, like, what do you think they're talking about?
I just think that there's like a sort of lost in translation element of, hey, let's take an old game and update it for Unreal Engine, which I don't even know if that's what happened here. I'm not sure if this is Unreal Engine. It probably is. But it's like there's that concept of just, hey, we are going to take these old assets and remake them for this new engine that is nice and shiny. And something about the people doing the updating of the assets, they sometimes kind of I think fans will go, they don't get it. And it's more of a vibe thing than anything else, which is why it's not always useful criticism. And when I got like around to actually thinking about like Link's Awakening, where like, that definitely happened for me, it was like, I will just kind of review this thing on its own and separate it, because it's not like the old game has gone away. It is in the exact same state and status it had been this entire time, and nothing changed there. So I will try to kind of review it on its own. When you do that, I do think most of the time people just go, yeah, this is a great way to play this game. And I still think that's happening here.
So, yeah, I think, go ahead, John.
I was gonna say, I think the underlying tech, I think this is true. Isn't it the Reach engine that they did this in, and then it's Unreal Engine sitting on top of that?
I mean, I can't, Chuck. I don't know. I know they did something similar to that for that. Was it Oblivion? It was Oblivion. It was Oblivion that had that treatment. At least, again, and I'm no expert on this, but that was what was always said about it. I wouldn't be surprised if something very similar is happening here.
Like, I wonder if the Master Chief Collection version was like the original Halo engine, and then this is the first time they've taken that campaign into,
I think so,
the actual Reach engine. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I'm curious.
Yeah.
I think this is the first time I jumped back into Halo 1 since the fucking game came out, and I think it's a perfectly serviceable, if not the higher end first person shooting experience. Like, all that is fine. I think for me, it's like, it just doesn't feel interesting, I guess, all these years later, in the way that like this game kind of wrote its own story and kind of carved out its own section of gaming at the time. It to me now, it just comes off a little kind of like, it's cheesy, right? And I don't want to watch cutscenes, and I don't want to like hear this captain talk, because it's like, shut the fuck up, man. Like, I don't care. I don't know. The game plays great. I don't love shooting grunts anymore. I'm gonna say it. They seem in it. They seem like got forced into this.
Yeah, they definitely didn't agree. Yeah, they're there against their will.
This is some sort of inscription. They are running away half the time. If you
you kill like two of them, and the other four are screaming and flailing. Yeah,
not sign up for this at all.
I'll tell you what, though, they're a good height to just like from the waist shoot them right in the head with the Magnum or whatever,
or just like the pistols just pop them in the head there.
Yeah, it's probably the confetti thing where you can like shoot them and they go,
the birthday party thing. It's great.
Yeah. They're the perfect like target too, like you said. Like, they're just like built only for shooting, right? And I get it. I just after a while, I'm just like not into shit. I'm just not into shooting. I just feel bad after a while. I don't know.
Take one of those grunts running around screaming and just put Minotti over going, I don't like this.
Oh God.
It's kind of, maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm seeing Minotti in the grunts.
Are you asking me to do some game mods? Because I
might be, yeah.
Can you cut that sound
audio for you?
Yeah. Not for this game. I don't think I'd be, modding a Microsoft brand new product anytime soon, but I'll think about how I can apply.
There's plenty of games where that would be great for, yes.
Halo as a sandbox is great though, and like all the goofy, cloudy, floaty physics and all that stuff. Like, that's fine, and it's all there.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Like, again, I'm probably gonna keep playing it extremely casually and just kind of.
I'm with you.
Just hit the touchstones and be like, oh right, this happened. I haven't played this in 20-something years, whatever it is.
Has anyone done the prequel missions?
No, I saw them there, but I haven't done them yet. No.
Okay, I'm debating. Like, is that a dumb way for like Kayla to first experience Halo, or should we just go right into the Pillar of Autumn?
I have no idea. For her, it probably doesn't matter too much. I bet she'll get as much enjoyment if you guys do it in either order. I really don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I've got this one guy I play hockey with, and like for the last 5 months, I'm just getting, or whenever they announce this, that he's kind of, you got to tell me. I'm like, I don't want to talk to him because I feel like I'm just gonna lay it on him that like, I don't know what you're looking for in this, and perhaps it's a lot of the same stuff that we were just talking about, Grub. Like, I don't know what this person wants out of this thing. If it's just to like be back, on the Pillar of Autumn and like doing that, like if that's what you're looking for, like yeah, you'll probably be well served. But I feel bad kind of just telling him like, yeah, it's fine. It's kind of just fine.
I think for people looking to go back, I bet they're, especially if they're not, it's not a series they've been going back to repeatedly for the last 25 years or whatever. I think they're going to be able to get a lot out of this. So I think it'll hit that guy, square in the jaw. And then, yes. And for me, it's I'm okay. I'm okay with it, but it's not one I'm not going to beat this game, and going to be happy to move on from it for sure. But it's I'll play it casually a little bit more just to kind of see what they did here, and I'm more curious. It's like, do we get more of these? Do they do this with Halo 2 and 3 and Reach eventually, or is this sort of
tease? I heard at the end there's a secret, like I just saw a headline saying there was a tease for 2.
Okay, well then, yeah, there you go. I guess I wouldn't be surprised if they did exactly that. That is,
they should
strategy.
They should do them all. They should do all of them with the Master Chief ones, and then put together like a collection of them.
What could you even call that?
Cross that bridge when we get there. But like, I just think conceptually that's a good idea.
Okay, all right, man, Dan, you're thinking.
It wouldn't surprise me if this fucking does really well, honestly, on PlayStation especially. Like, there are people that have never left that platform, and
right.
Do they have a PC? If not, then they didn't play Halo. So like,
that's right.
I assume it just might do sneaky well with people that are completely outside of our bubble. But
I think it's going to do just fine. Yeah, it's definitely. I don't know if it's going to do like what Black Flag Resynced has been doing, where that sold like 3.5 million copies in like 2 weeks or something like that, which is nuts. They were expecting to do that in a year. I think it will be somewhere between like very good and whatever Black Flag is doing. Yeah,
it's not going to be the thing that fixes or rights that ship, but to use the Black Flag framing of that. But
I just keep thinking that, what was that one voicemail we used to get, like the Dr. Halo thing? What was that? Like Battle of Arizona? Do you know what I'm talking about? Maybe it was an old Beastcast. It was an old Beastcast thing, wasn't it? I can't remember. Anyway, speaking of stuff that is many decades old, if more specifically 23 years old, Crimson Skies, High Road to Revenge. Holy crap, Jeff Grubb, you playing this game in the year of our Lord 2026?
Yeah, one of Xbox's current dangling keys from its many woes right now is like, hey, we are bringing original Xbox, and eventually other, like I think 360 and maybe some other stuff, backward compatibility to the PC on Windows. So the way that you could play your original Xbox games on Xbox One and Xbox Series S and X. Well, now that same concept works if you go to the Windows Store or the Xbox app on Windows, and now you can play 4 games. I do have it in news, so we'll get to the 4 games then. But Crimson Skies was one of them, and I had only ever barely touched this game before, and I was curious just to see how this works. And it does. It works. It works pretty well. If you have Game Pass, it's just right there, was my understanding. I had to like actually go through and buy this thing. But I did that, and I was like, I just want to test it out. And it works surprisingly well. Now, does it work as well as some of the community created stuff recently? If it does, it works just as well, and it only has 4 games as opposed to what you can do with what the community's done out there. And they have their ways of avoiding having to go through Microsoft's ecosystem, so you can escape that as well. But yeah, Crimson Skies itself, immediately I get why people kind of talk about it in such high regards. It's a lot of fun. It's it's a good sort of slight evolution of Star Fox in a lot of ways, but with a fun sort of Indiana Jones style atmosphere. Although it's very of its time, where it opens with the guy in bed with a lady who doesn't have a name and stuff like that, and then he just like, oh well, I hope I was a gentleman, and then jumps in a plane, and it's that sort of stuff, but that's very of its time as well, and I'm not like gonna ding it for that or anything like that.
I've never touched this game. Is it a rail shooter like Star Fox?
No. It's open, like open areas.
It's much more open. It's like, yes, but you It's like the open areas of Star Fox is how I would say it. Yes.
But like Star Fox, those were just like circular like arenas for the most part. This is more like there's an actual like level going on.
Yes, you're going to go from objective to objective.
And this is one that it was a punishment game for me because I had never played it, and Minotti had me play through it probably 2 years ago or something, and like holds up. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
Holds up, yes. And you have a million ways to play this game now, but I do feel like, okay, this is them trying to be like, oh, we do have solutions for people playing games who want to keep playing Xbox games, and even if discs go away or the next architecture and the next system changes or whatever, you're gonna have a solution. And they need to have this because it does sound like the next Xbox is basically going to be a Windows PC. So they did all that work to get backward compatibility working on the Xboxes. What does that mean for those games? Well, this suggests that they'll have a way to play them all or continue to play them all. But this would be another new platform for many of those games. So they're still gonna have to do all the legal work. And I'm like, at that point, I'm not gonna sit around waiting for them to just get the games running that they can get agreements from the lawyers at the companies that they can track down. I'm just gonna go my own way, go with the community tools and play the games that way. So yeah, interesting that it's happening, but not really doing much for me beyond that.
This is cloud streaming only, right?
No. It does. It can
install.
Yes.
Wow.
I did not do it from the cloud. You can render it locally. Yeah.
So they figured out some kind of translation layer to play original Xbox games. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And they are. I think in the blog post, I can't remember. They said they'll do it for Xbox 360 as well, but they're starting with 4 Xbox games at first.
Huh.
Yeah. The architecture issues and like history of just the Xbox platform and like the changes they went through, like super interesting. So I'm surprised they've cleared that hurdle and wanted to do that work. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, they need an answer to it because they did like become the backward compatibility people. That was their whole, one of their big pitches about their platform. And if that next system is a PC, it was always going to be like, oh, what does that mean for this? Well, yeah, here we are.
Yeah, what's the Xbox emulator called? Is it Xenium or something?
Xenia.
Xenia. Yeah, that's the original Xbox one, right? 360 is Zemu, something like that.
No, Xenia is 360. Sorry.
I think we have it flipped. So Zemu is the original one.
All right. Yes.
I wonder how much of that they just swiped and reused. But
yeah, if it's right, I can never remember like what the rule is on that, but they should be able to do that if it's open source, right? Yeah.
Yeah. We should say we just hit a couple Xbox games. BDS boycott is still going on. Yep. So choose where you put your dollars wisely and spend them on companies that you believe in. Spend on any indie developers if you can.
Yeah, those layoffs are still gonna keep coming. So yeah, they're still bad company.
Chuck, you are taking us further into the past,
even farther
5 more
back.
years into the past, with Thief, the Dark Project. These are all the latest and greatest. What's been going on with that, man?
This is a game I played probably near release when I would have been like 8 or 9 years old, right? Sorry. When this came out, this is one of the earliest like first person 3D games where you rely on darkness for stealth and you're listening to sound cues. You're trying to control the sound that you're making while you're walking around. Just like it was very pioneering at the time and it still plays fucking great. And I'm walking through these big levels that leverage verticality and are very spooky. And I'm like, oh, this directly influenced games like Dishonored. I see some through lines to Half-Life 2 with Ravenholm. I see it. It's clear as day, the influence here. So the reason I'm playing this is because I made this chronological timeline. OGU, Old Games University was my code name while I was working on it, but it's the most important games in history as presented by Giant Bomb. That's at giantbomb.com/OGU. And some sick part of my brain was like, what if I played all of them? What if I did it? So I've started like on my personal streams, Mondays and Wednesdays, playing old games, and I'm starting with Thief, the Dark Project. I think I'm like near the end. I'm apparently on a level that's like infamously hard. I've had like community members from like the Thief modding community, which is very vibrant and friendly. They've come in and said, oh yeah, this game stopped wanting to be a stealth game about a quarter way through and it turns into like fighting zombies and shit, which is still really fun. But the stealth stuff, when they do it, really sings. You have like this little gem in the bottom middle of the screen, and it kind of tells you how much light is on you, how visible you are. And then similarly, you kind of like need to sneak around, hold shift to like walk silently. If you walk on carpet, and this is 1988, you walk on carpet, you're quieter. If you walk on stone, you make more noise. And in the manual, it says something like feather the arrow key. So you take lighter steps. That way you don't
if you
like
install a mod and you do that feathering a bit too fast, it goes, I don't like this. And all the guards come and get you. Yeah.
It's just really impressive. And the influence on games coming after is very clear. That's the point of the list I made on the site. So like I said, giantbomb.com/OGU. You can log in and track your progress on those games.
Yeah, I think that's what I was getting pretty excited about when it was like I first booted up and saw like you kind of like, oh yeah, you can track your progress. I'm like, what do you mean? And then seeing Space War and be like, I have played that, and checking played and like, oh, that felt good. I want to do that for the rest of these. So I definitely have that same sense here where it's like I'm probably not going to be able to stream it, but maybe going through and at least trying some of these games in order that you sort of presented them here. People are wondering, Chuck, if their favorite game isn't on here, they need to go to your house, right, and harass you. I believe is how that works, right?
Yeah, I can give you the owner's emails, and you can go direct to them. No, it's actually really fun having people just give the feedback on the list because it's not perfect. I know that. Like obviously, I'm like one guy, and I was fielding some suggestions, obviously from friends and from you guys, but I'm definitely missing things. I was trying to take like an international approach on it. I was reading a book by Tristan Donovan, Replay the History of Video Games, and that's like one of his things he was really trying to do is be more international in scope. So there's things
like game design, like that has to be international. Like the business is a very different thing than the people coming up with the games. That was always happening across the board, across the globe. Yeah.
Yeah. And so like I'm happy like when people bring up a game and like I didn't think about it or didn't read about it, I'm like, okay, I need to investigate. A lot of the time I'm like, okay, here's 1, 2, 3 why it's not on the list. And actually, have you heard of like Herzog Zwei on the Sega Genesis, which is a precursor RTS? Oh, you haven't played that? Maybe you should go do your homework instead of coming at me. No, so yeah, I do really want to play that game. It's responsible for the way Warcraft 3 is directly. So
oh yeah, totally.
Stuff like that. It's been so interesting to learn, and then I get to play awesome games and have a motivator for playing them, like Thief the Dark Project.
It's good stuff. Cool. Everyone should go check it out. Grub's right. It does feel good. I think that's like a thing where we're underselling about the website. It is arguably the most feel good website.
Giantbomb.com. It feels good. Yes.
It just feels good. I know it's a foreign
good. Yes.
It's a foreign emotion to a lot of people these days. So do yourself a favor, just type into your web browser of choice giantbomb.com and it's gonna feel good. Right? God forbid you feel good. It's
working a lot on the wiki. I have to run these migrations. There's like hundreds of thousands of pages on the wiki. And every time we do something incorrectly, I have to rerun these migrations because I'm taking the old text from the old database, running it through a thing that relinks it using the MediaWiki technology because, oh my God. But finally, the pages look the way they used to, and I feel so good about it. I'm going to keep adding more stuff. I want to get releases back on there. And could always use your help. If you go to bombcast.com/wiki, I think was the page for the GitHub. You can go check it out. All the contributions being made over there.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Chuck. Let's stay with Chuck for one more minute as he talks to us about Demon Dust.
Demon Dust. This is good. Okay, so speaking of old games, this one seems to draw direct inspiration from Kingsfield, which is one of the earlier FromSoft titles, PS1, PS2. It's tank controls, so like WASD, and that's the way Demon Dust is. You're kind of, WASD, turn left, turn right. They also have like strafe, so Q and E. But the really interesting thing about this is your mouse is like, it's free movement. And it has a flashlight on it, so you could point it in like dark corners of the dungeon you're going through. And it also interacts with the interface. So you have like this computer screen where you're playing the game. Then there's an interface around it. Your inventory is on the right. Your health and some score tracking is on the left side. So you're like using the mouse to like click on things in the environment to shine flashlights on things. If you need to use your gun, you click the gun text in your inventory to pull it out. Then you like point it with the mouse at like the joints of something that's trying to like hunt you down and kill you. Then you have to click and put it back. When you want to reload your gun, you click bullets in your inventory. they get sprayed out on your screen like they're sitting on top of it, and you have to click each one of them individually to load the gun. It's got like a really nice, like dithered looking pixelated effect, very PS1 inspired, and it's very creepy. Getting chased by these things with like television static orbs for joints that you have to shoot in order to take them out. Yeah, it's for you.
A little for you. It's got like System Shock vibes. I'm getting. Yeah.
If you could tolerate the tank controls and play this thing the way it wants to be played and approach it the way it wants to be approached, then yes, absolutely.
Okay.
It doesn't have much in the way of story. It's mostly riding on vibes and the unique weirdness of that interface and control scheme. It's really clever. I was like, I'm playing WASD tank controls with that mouse kind of free look thing, and I'm like, oh, there's like more to explore with video game controls still in 2026, and I think this game is doing a good job of that.
Awesome. Yeah, I think just like having like an interesting interface, calling back to again. The more I look at it, the more I'm like, oh, this is reminding me of System Shock, and being like, well, obviously there's ways to evolve beyond System Shock, and we kind of felt like we naturally did that, but there are abandoned branching paths that we could explore, and that's what it looks like they're going for here. That is clever, and the PS 1.5 atmospheric horror stuff still works for me really well. Like, I'm not going to get sick of that anytime soon. Yeah, no, right. I know people are like always like, hey, when are we going to move on to Dreamcast? And we are, but give me more of this stuff. And this little meaty guy with the mouth and the eyes and the static, Chuck, that is creepy.
Yeah,
he's all
and
right.
Like one of them is like you'll hear like little chittering, and suddenly it's like these little teeth men are following me with like they have a little static orb on their heads, and they're really creepy. It's $10.
Take my money. Relax.
It's $10. It's on Steam. Definitely pick it up. I don't think it's like super long. I think it's like 6 hours, and I'm a couple into it, but having a really good time with it.
I think there's still a lot of meat on the bone for like PS1 era nostalgia. I mean, think about how long we just had like, once indies started getting to be a big thing, how many years or decade plus of just like a lot of 8-bit, a lot of, like let's get a lot of that PS2 32-bit era or PS1, yeah.
Yep, for sure.
One other thing I wanted to say about this game was it's maze-like. It's like a classic dungeon crawler, but I'm finding different ways to proceed to the next level. Like, I found an elevator. This way I found a secret wall by getting close to it, and it highlights.
So it is System Shock.
Yeah, it's really solid. By the way, I've never played System Shock. I think I played for 30 minutes.
Night Dive ones, man.
Yeah,
I don't think I put a System Shock on my games list, my important games list, and that's one that keeps coming up. That people are like, why don't you have this here? And there's reasons, because I have like Ultima Underworld on there, right, which is like a precursor game to System Shock. But yeah, I'm like, maybe got to give it a look. We'll see.
Chat did bring up System Chuck is right there. So
it's right there.
If you have a good name for a thing, you have to do it.
Dan, do we want to say our good name we came up with in the car?
Fuck yeah! All right, yeah. Chuck, you go ahead.
I want credit though. I want my credit.
So we want about to say has a weird co-op mode where one person does the shooting and one person does the force powers. Chuck, what is it?
So we want to play PsyOps, the Mind Gate Conspiracy, and
Dan
what
was the first name? Do you remember what the first name was?
Guy Ops, and then we wanted to call it Guy Ops, the Dan Gate Chuckspiracy.
That's right. That's right.
The original idea in the van was Biops, and we very quickly decided that was
right. But yeah, it's Guy Ops, the Dan Gate Chuckspiracy. Go up.
Rolls off the tongue. Yeah.
I'm gonna write that down in my Trello so I don't forget.
I almost when I woke up this morning, I woke up way too early, and that was the first thing I thought of. For some reason, I was like, do I tag Dan and remind him of the name?
I'm putting that in my high priority column.
Yes.
Wow, typed out, it looks fucked up.
Good.
Did Mike hate it? Yeah, because when I came up, it was good. So he doesn't like that when there's
no. I think Mike liked it actually.
He actually loved it. Yes, he did. Yeah.
Guy Ops. Yeah.
Museums take submissions sight unseen, right? Like we can just get this right all the way to the top.
Framed.
Yeah. We can just make this. Yeah.
Under glass.
Yeah.
Wonderful news.
Those Night Dive System Shock games are great, Chuck.
Yeah, those are
really, really good way to play that. And if you did System Shock, we can get some of those people that worked on there for sure with you, which I know you love.
Shit.
So
I do like that. Here's the problem though. I'm playing remakes. I'm playing Thief Gold to play Thief the Dark Project, but I'm playing it without the gold levels. Like there's extra levels in gold. And similarly, if I played a remake by Night Dive, am I going against the spirit of playing the important games list? Like I don't know. It's probably you can play the original, but like it's not like a remake. They're remasters when it's Night Dive. Okay. Yeah, if you get me widescreen, or at least like not make my fucking Windows freak out when I'm trying to like stream it, then yeah, I'll probably play that version.
That's the real thing. Is like it's just pleasant to use the game in modern environments, and that's what makes it so nice. Not necessarily like even the quality of life changes in the game itself. Often, real quick, the puzzle design, is it go find a key and bring it back to this door, or is it like more of that? Like I think you were talking about like dragging stuff like like little contained puzzles. Like what is
I forgot about that. I forgot about that. Yeah, so there's like going and finding a key and you have to pick up the key and then put it in the lock, which I always like that shit. Thief does that too, funny enough.
Mm-hmm.
But in Demon Dust, I'm saying the name of the game again, Demon Dust, for anyone listening. You will find these puzzles that are like the Mario Odyssey ones where it goes 2D, and your reticle will need to steer a square through like a little maze on the wall.
Oh, interesting.
To make a section of wall disappear, and then you go through there. So that's like another alternate route, right? Yeah, I thought that was very clever. Oh, and like one time I was looking at a puzzle and I was like, this is not solvable. There's something in my way. I was like, oh, there's something in my way. Shift to the left a little bit so I could see the whole puzzle, and then I could finish it. It's
fun. Yeah. So I like that kind of stuff. And in case you're wondering, everybody, yes, there is a fitness supplement already called Demon Dust by Insane Labs with a Z.
Nice.
So
it's legit.
It's like
do your Demon Dust while you play Demon Dust.
It's like a spooky energy drink. What is?
It's like it's a powder designed for bodybuilders.
Just like bats come out of the can.
Yeah. I don't know.
Get possessed by energy.
Chuck, this is important.
Legs.
Chuck, for Guy Ops, player 1 handles all the movement, the aiming, and the melee. Player 2 controls the shooting, all psychic powers, and switching guns. Can I be player 2? I want to be the psychic.
We already know the answer, Dan.
Okay, all right. I promise I won't do anything to cause trouble.
I don't like the idea that if we were sharing a body, you would for some reason be the brains and controls. That bothers me a little bit. But
no, you're the movement and everything. I just do the guns and psychic stuff.
You're the brain body, Chuck.
Great. I'm the part of it that you don't have to think about when you do it. Moving.
Yeah.
Good. And breathing. Yeah.
Oh, Guy Ops is going to be great.
Yeah.
Comfort. All right, we got one more game on the list, and this is a game that I have now been told by no less than 4 people that I should be playing. I'm assuming this will now be 5. Jeff,
Mario 64?
Nope. No, we're gonna actually join this timeline. Jeff Grubb, you've been playing Desktop Explorer.
Backlog, you should play this. Yeah.
Okay, that hits the quota. Now I must. Okay.
So yeah, this is one of those desktop explorer genre games where you are exploring a fake fictional OS. And this one, it's very straightforward about the way that you're playing it. You get a new folder, and there's a locked file, and you got to find the password for that file. Now, the way you go about finding the password for that file, which will then unlock a new folder that has a new file in it that's locked that needs a new password, is opening up different things on the desktop. Like, for example, you'll get a README file, you'll get a couple of picture files, and you'll open up the picture files and look at them. It'll be like a compass and a cave, and then there will be a text file next to that that's like a passage about what's happening in those pictures. And then sometimes that text will just have, it'll be syntaxed out in a specific way to let you know that it's a password. Other times it'll be like, the text doesn't have an obvious password. What is it? You're going to have to infer it using other context clues in the environment. And then there is the sort of lore layer on top of this of this was a computer handed down to you by your uncle when your uncle died. When you boot into the system, there is your profile that does not require a password, but then there's 2 other files. There's admin and another one that's like named after a fish or something. Halibut. That's right. And you don't know the passwords for those, so you like can't get in there yet. But it's like, I bet if I keep poking away at this, I might be able to get in there and find even more stuff. And then, of course, there's just all of the programs and apps and command line stuff you can do to crack open what is available to you. And so just kind of figuring out how a system works and how a system is laid out and the hierarchy of files and stuff like that is a process I've always enjoyed. And a game sort of honing in on that and focusing in on that is definitely something that I'm very into. I think we Chuck, what was the one that we played? We did a quick look.
Forbidden Solitaire.
Yes, Demons. Yeah, what is a good most solitaire?
Forbidden Solitaire.
Forbidden Solitaire. Yes, that is one where it's like it definitely gestured toward that and has a tiny little bit of the stuff happening on the desktop. But that was more like conveying story and kind of poking around a little bit. Not much of like the game was happening on that side of things. Here, it's all happening in the operating system, and I was definitely in the mood for that. So it's hitting.
Sounds like my shit.
Spot. Yes.
Yeah. I saw Lucy recommend this in her newsletter.
Oh, she did? Okay. I'm not
Yeah.
surprised.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, so I messaged her because I was like, oh my God, like back, I don't remember this. I don't know if you remember this. I did a proof of concept, like little game where you were like doing a roguelite in desktop folders. Like you'd go into a folder, fight something by like using an antivirus to kill something.
Right. And we want to sue them, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I'm like, did a bunch of people get like a mind virus and decide to make desktop exploring games all at the same time? And this is such a different idea than what I was thinking of and abandoned. But
well, like Hypnospace Outlaw was like definitely probably
5 years ago now,
like the
right?
most substantial entry point that kind of exploded this micro genre. But like, we should still sue these people for sure. Yeah.
And there's another one that came out. Let me see. I think this year. It's called Directory Dungeon.
Yeah.
And this one is like literally on your desktop, where it uses the file system on your desktop to like do things and manipulate executables and shit like that. It's so
like
weird.
when a game like uses like your library of photos to like play, it's like that kind of thing.
I love that. Like when Inscription's like reading your files in order to do damage to something. Like,
that's fun.
Love that stuff.
Hell yeah. All right. Well,
there is a Clippy, just real quick. So, there is like a Clippy like character that I think does come with the Desktop Explorer file, the program that you're actually using inside of the game, Desktop Explorer. Okay. And seems haunted. I don't know. I don't know for sure. It seems haunted. I was like, that's all I can confirm so far. Okay. Is that I just get bad vibes from this fucker. So
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm sold. Thank you for the recommendation. Desktop Explorer. It is also out now. Check that out. $18, I believe. I'm looking on the Steam page right now. Awesome stuff. Folks, that's all the video games that we've been playing. That's all we can fit in the top portion of the show right now. When we come back, we'll pivot into the news because nothing ever bad happens during that segment. I'll promise you that. Stick around. The Bombcast returns right after this.
I have news for you. If that's all right with you guys, got some headlines here. We did mention it. Xbox backward compatibility arrives on PC and Windows handhelds. It includes these 4 games: Blinks the Time Sweeper, yay! Conquer Live and Reloaded, all right, yay!
Okay.
Crimson Skies, High Road to Revenge, yay! And Fusion Frenzy.
Let's go!
Oh man, let's go!
Do another Fusion Frenzy. Here we go.
It's
actually a good game. I will fight people.
You get Fusion Frenzy 2 if you get enough points on your Xbox Live Diamond card, like I did.
You sound old.
No, you can get for your achievements, and then you get a game. You imagine achievement points, and you get real world things. That should have taken off. I got my Fusion Frenzy too.
That
did take off.
Early promise, yeah.
It did take off. They extended it to the whole Windows platform, and
just took cash instead. The games are available for purchase, included across Game Pass plans, and supports Xbox Play Anywhere and Cloud Access. Existing digital ownership carries over, so if you bought this game to play on your Xbox One through backward compatibility, it will work on your PC now. But otherwise, you'll have to buy it again, or can you bring your disc? No, of course not. No, that's not going to work. Why are you being stupid? You have a disc? You can't play that. This is all done through the Xbox app. So don't go searching on Steam for Crimson Skies High Road to Revenge. It's not going to be there. I'm not shocked by that. It always kind of thought that they would handle it this way, but it's annoying that they're putting all these games out on Steam and they can't figure that out. They could just put an emulator wrapper on there. I guess I haven't thought about it too much. Like I said, I always kind of had a hunch it would work this way. But yeah, I guess the big question here going forward is how fast will they expand this roster of games, and will people remain interested in it as they do that? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a whole thing where when you have an emulator, you're working on your compatibility list, like how many games using the common code base can operate the way they did on the original Xbox, right?
Yep.
So they feel really confident about these 4. I think these are early original Xbox titles too, so that makes sense. Remember, Blinks the Time Sweeper it's gonna carry Xbox as their mascot.
That's a Mario killer right there.
That's right.
It did. Mario's dead.
Mario is dead.
Sonic is dead. Mario's missing.
That's how it's
true.
goes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This is like you say, yes, Chuck's like right to point out, like, yeah, they'll kind of have to go through and see what they could support technologically, but then it is like releasing these on new platforms, new ecosystems. So they're going to have to, if like you might notice something that all these games have in common is Microsoft owns them all. These are all first party games now. So they did not go out and get like third party agreements for bringing like an original Xbox third party game through backward compatibility up to running on Windows now. How much they're going to have an appetite for doing that all again, I am curious. Like, that's what I want to see. A big part of that backward compatibility team that we've always heard about for the Xbox consoles was, yeah, sure, getting the technology up and running, but then it was also doing the grunt work to get lawyers in a room to get everyone to agree to let them do this, which surprisingly did require a lot of effort. All right, so we mentioned we were at Mysterium, the Myst convention in Portland. Chuck and Dan and I got out of there before they did the closing ceremonies, where Cyan Worlds did a State of the Union for their studio, and they addressed the Mysterium fan convention. Cyan Worlds co-heads, Hannah Gamiel and Eric Anderson, who were delightful. We did get to meet them.
They're very nice.
Shared updates regarding the studio's past and future products. They announced that a new title in the Myst franchise, codenamed Mudfish, is currently in early development, though platform details and a release window were not disclosed. Additionally, they revealed a publicly available teaser trailer for Project Anglerfish, a previously unseen prototype that they built in 2024 and 2025 that was pitched to publishers but ultimately shelved and did not get any bites from publishers. The presentation also highlighted other unreleased and reworked concepts from the past 2 decades, such as projects called Lift and Disk, and early design work for Abduction. Alongside these updates, Cyan also said that they plan to reissue the books for the Myst universe, and that they plan to also release physical versions of Myst and Riven remakes for PS5, Xbox, and PC. So a lot of cool stuff happening over there.
Smart timing to release physical, or announce that they're releasing physical discs right now. Yeah.
Right. People are kind of clamoring for that across the board. So anyone who kind of says, hey, we're going to do that, will probably get a small bump. And I definitely hope that these games get that. They don't have a publisher yet for Mudfish, the new game, the new project that they're working on. I hope that changes, but that's been the story of the industry right now, is it's hard to find that money. And even something with like the name recognition of Myst has been struggling to sort of capture a publisher's attention enough to get them to hand over a check. So hopefully that changes.
This is like really good context setting for me, because I remember Cyan had those layoffs not too long ago, and seeing that they had a prototype in 2024, 2025, it didn't end up getting picked up by a publisher, and then they had layoffs. It's like, oh, okay, got it. So they had staffed some people to work on that, probably that prototype.
Yep. Yeah. So my understanding is they're running pretty lean right now, and they're probably going to just keep doing that until they can get support, and then they'll beef up to actually release this game. Hopefully that's the way it goes. On one thing I didn't mention, I played a real Myst on Switch on the flight home. I started it up and just could not put it down and played through the whole thing. I'm in a Myst mood, so would love for them to be able to see this through.
I was shocked you didn't put that in the games we played section.
Yeah, I definitely meant to, but it's like it went by so fast. It's like I will say about it. It was like we've played Myst in a bunch of different ways now. Like we played through the remake, and then Mike took us through once we did that, the original version of Myst, which is the slideshow version, and we just beat it real quick because of the solution. Once you know it, you could do it very fast. And seeing this real Myst, which was the original sort of remaster of the game, where it's like take those slideshow things and make them 3D and explorable. It looks exactly like the original Myst game, just you can walk through it, and something about that is so surreal. It was very, very cool.
If you want to try all those, I recommend going to GOG. They have every version of the Myst games and Riven, all the sequels. So pick them up there.
And I just kind of like seeing the way that these companies approach remasters and remakes at different times in their lives. And yeah, it was cool to explore that. All right. Xbox CTO says Monday's major outage was unacceptable. If people missed this, there was a very long 13-hour service outage that was severe and prevented people from viewing their game libraries, even booting up discs that they own. Service did eventually get restored at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time after the team isolated that there was failing infrastructure, and so they shifted traffic to healthy systems instead. This is the timing of this not really great for these big companies as they continue to kind of be like, hey, our digital ecosystem is in a great place, so we're going to shut down the physical game production. Although, of course, many physical games also were not playable during this because they make a call to a server or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Did you guys see any people out there complaining about this? Because people were struggling just to boot up games on Xboxes.
No, I didn't hear about this, but you're right. I mean, like, could you follow up the sort of like theme of the last few weeks with something that is so forehead slap inducing of like, yeah, your digital only future is the most precarious and can shut down at any given moment for the things you don't fucking own. Yeah.
Yep. PlayStation had a similar outage just last week. So both these companies kind of are demonstrating all of the perils people keep warning about that our future will entail, for sure.
I wrote a long message ball text to you, Grub, like I feel like weeks and weeks ago about Azure and just how Microsoft's trying to respond to the need for bare metal servers, which is like unconfigured, raw, ready for like any kind of image, right? And how just like a mess that whole organization is. And I hear about stuff like this. I'm like,
yes,
kind of makes sense. Like what I will say, right. Giant Bomb is not on Azure. We are not using Microsoft products. And that's nice because it's like a ethical choice, but also like a quality choice. Like
it seems right now, like it seems like that's not a priority to them. And it feels like it's obvious that it's not a priority for them. The issues that you hear are hitting it.
An anecdote for this from like the programming side is, since we're on like a lot of Google stuff, which is a lesser of some evils, unfortunately, but I can't get a hold of someone to actually help me doing engineering tasks in the cloud. When I was using Azure, it was very easy because that's the only way their stuff could keep working. And that's not a joke. They staffed like thousands of people remotely to like intervene when some of their automation didn't work. So I hope that's helpful context.
Yep.
Just every facet of that environment, of that ecosystem, is just like the most annoying to engage with. I mean, even when you're starting up that fucking Halo game, oh my god, with take a picture of this QR code, then get on your phone and watch your phone open 11 browsers and then do all that.
Yeah, they eat shit.
I know,
stuff, man.
And then it literally said like, you can't play unless you link this.
Yep.
It said that was the warning message.
What are we doing? What are we doing with that?
What are we doing?
God, man.
No, the future
not to be like
sucks.
old man about it, but yeah, like if they want us not to go, hey, it used to be better, they should make stuff better now instead of worse, which is what they keep doing. Steam Deck demand may have cratered after the price increase. I don't think anyone should be too shocked by that. Boiling Steam, which is a site that covers this stuff, sort of estimates. They extrapolate based on sort of the seller, the sales data that is available, which is not much data at all. So they are definitely creating a model and trying to estimate what these things are selling. And right now they're saying that the Steam Deck is selling around 1,400 to 3,000 units per week, which is down significantly from what it was doing estimated in 2025, which was around 11,000 to 18,000 a week, which is pretty good for hardware, especially something like this that can only be bought in this one spot. As a reminder, Valve increased the 512 gigabyte OLED model from $549 to $789, and the 1 terabyte model from $649 to $949. I think we all hear those prices and go like, oh yeah, who is buying these things at all, right? Like there was a time where you could not help but be like, hey, you want a way to play games and maybe you're interested in PC, the Steam Deck, easy recommendation. That is long dead at this point. I haven't recommended a new Steam Deck to anyone since these prices went up.
But I got to tell you, unscientifically, anecdotally, however you want to describe my surveying of the people in my various social circles,
yeah, like what's going on?
They don't realize how expensive this stuff is. The RAM situation is still not overflowed into the normie.
What does that mean? Like they are they buying these things and they're not recognizing that it's gone up in price, or they have not like gone out to make a new purchase, so it hasn't hit them yet?
It's the latter. Like my buddy I play hockey with, who is somewhat savvy, was like, "Oh, have you heard shit about the Steam machine?" And I'm like, yeah, it's pretty sick, but you know how much it costs? And they're like, what, like $600? I'm like, no, $1,000. It's $1,000, and they like fell over. There's just people. I think there's people who are just like, it is not making its way to some people. Now, again, I could just be friends with full idiots, but I don't know. Like,
no, I think we were. I was still having a conversation where it's like, the used or the disc thing on PlayStation has certainly reached the mainstream. Like that is something where people are talking about that in like sort of casual circles. A lot of the other conversations we have, like Microsoft laying people off or whatever, or this stuff is not like prices even has not fully reached people, or if it has, they very quickly have decided that price is too high and they turn their attention elsewhere, and it stops being an immediate hobby. So they're not having those conversations with their friends. It's just another price increase. So yeah, it's I think it's going to be hard for people to ignore it or to not realize it when GTA comes and people are buying new hardware in that moment. I think we're going to hear a lot of people have a realization in November about like, oh my God, does anyone see how expensive this is?
Right.
I definitely had like, it was like a month ago. My mom was like, hey, have you seen this new ETF for RAM? This guy on Fox News says it's going to keep going up in price. I'm like, yeah, I'll cover it. Or I know about the RAM prices. So like the Fox News crowd is getting like investment advice about RAM like a month ago. I think like John Oliver is 2 weeks away from doing an episode about RAM. Like that's where
this week our big story is RAM.
Yes. So
and it's in everything. People don't know it's in everything.
What is random access memory?
And then it just cuts to like, you know, people don't realize it's just in everything. It's just in everything.
I mean, and it was always the expensive component, right? I remember like back in the early days of computing, it was like, memory is the thing that's going to make this thing cost money. And it's like, it's not surprising, but it's unfortunate we have fully come back around to that being the case of like, this is extremely expensive. And so get used to stagnation in affordable home computing for the foreseeable future. And we're definitely at the beginning of that, not anywhere near the middle or the end.
This is like the first time I've had like a PC in the same form like for this many years in a row. Like, and it is straight up due to the price.
You know, playing that Desktop Explorer game, I was still having that vision of like, the idea of now passing on a computer that I have and like getting, like making sure it's in good condition so that it can be this thing that a child that I know in my family or maybe my kids are using 10 years from now. That is not unreasonable. Like that is something that like could vary. Like this computer I'm using now for work is very powerful in this moment. 10 years from now, it might still be really good and like something that would be excellent as a hand-me-down. We were kind of getting pretty disposable with our tech there for a minute there in the 2010s. So that's kind of come around as well.
Yeah, I used RAM to sort my laundry.
I got a necklace made out of DDA4 for sure. Yeah.
I mean, come on, you know.
I was eating it.
It was disposable.
Nintendo confirms that movie planning is directly influencing game development. Miyamoto confirmed that at least 3 recent or upcoming Nintendo games were developed in coordination with Nintendo's film plans. That includes Star Fox, because they were going to put him in Super Mario Galaxy, Princess Peach Showtime, because Peach's big role in the movies, and Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, because, again, of Super Mario Galaxy. And they knew he was going to be in there because he was a teaser in the first one. Spoilers for the Mario movie. This is definitely, I think, something we speculated on. I think we assumed that this was also true for Donkey Kong Bonanza. He doesn't explicitly call that one out, but I bet there was still something there. Do you guys think this is this leads to more better games, or what? I guess what do you think this results in for Nintendo in terms of their output on the video game side of things?
The only thing I worry about is like it's way easier to make a movie than a game.
Yes.
It's like monumentally easier.
If there's one company that could sort of like do a better job at lining it up, maybe it is Nintendo, because they're not always trying to do the biggest, most expensive game.
Yeah.
But even in their case, you're right. Like the predictive nature of, hey, we're going to make a movie based on this thing. Okay, well, we can scope out every day of the production right now in a way. in a way that is reliable, as opposed to video games where it's like software plus art. You just don't know what's going to happen in that development that's going to cause a problem. And those things are never going to match up exactly right.
And that's my worry, right? Because of how much more sort of, concrete for the most part and modular the movie making process is compared to games. I wonder, like, how much does that coalesce in a sort of digestible way without playing havoc with, like, the kind of organic way that, games are made. I think you're right, though. I think if there's one company that's going to kind of like middle in that and be okay with it either way, Nintendo's that company. But yeah, movies are freaking easy. They made the Odyssey in a weekend.
Right, yeah.
That shit's easy.
I just took a break from their day job and filmed a movie on an iPhone or whatever. It looks pretty good.
I think I was gonna say, I think the weird lesson I'm taking away from this is we should bring back licensed video games.
Yeah, I mean, God, they're much better now than they have been pretty much ever. That Bond game, I like Star Wars Outlaws a lot. I think there's a video essay someone's waiting to make about like the modern licensed video game and how none of the successful ones recently have been based on like a movie that's coming out in that moment. Instead, it is an adaptation of a wider franchise that is doing its own thing. And that just speaks to it's impossible to line these things up.
I mean, that goes back to Arkham Asylum. I mean, that was not tied to anything, and that was like maybe the best licensed game ever,
Yep, exactly. All right, let's see. Oh, yeah, Miyamoto he's kind of been out there talking a bunch. I'm not exactly, we were traveling. I wasn't sure what this was all about, but he might have been there for Comic-Con. I really don't know. He was separately argued, removed from this conversation about the movies, that games grounded in developers' personal interests tend to resonate globally more effectively than products deliberately engineered for a generic worldwide audience. And it's just the guy, this old dude that's been making games forever, still kind of seems to get it better than just about anyone else, right?
It's incredible.
Yeah. Like he's saying the exact, like, he's on a tour to like, I'm like, is he just promoting saying the exact right thing? Like, this is crazy.
He's been in the business for like literally 50 years. And he's like, you know what? People should like take pride in the things they make. And therefore the quality of that will be good. And it will resonate with humanity the world over. Just my take. What do I know?
What do I know?
Spoken like a guy that made things with his bare hands in like the 70s and 80s, right? Like that's,
yeah. And I think it's, an antithesis to some like recent decisions, like recent from like the last 10 years that like I think counters what Sony did of like, hey, we had Japan studio and we are going to shutter that because the kinds of games we want to make are going to I think they literally said globally appealing. And I at the time you go like, oh, okay. I mean, I get what you mean. Like there's more money to be made globally, but I think these Japanese games are cool and I'm not in Japan, but I guess maybe I'm the weird one. And I think what we've learned over the last 10, 15 years is no, the weird people are the ones in charge of these companies going, make me something that's generic and bland. Yeah. Not that the games that PlayStation put out are generic and bland, but they do not then complement that with very specific Japanese games from their Japanese studios because that's been closed. And that is an unfortunate lost thing that Nintendo didn't really give up, even if they have their own ways of doing stuff that can be generic and bland sometimes. Clearly, I prefer one to the other, and it always felt like, oh, is that my bias or is that right? And I think we're at a point now where it's like, I think it was actually right.
I mean, Capcom, all over Portland. Your Pikmin shirt. I saw you get a ton of different comments like, oh, Pikmin's like that resonates with people. That's all a weird little game,
And they stuck with it and they like gave it like multiple chances. And now it's like, it has clearly won over a global audience. And and Nintendo was very happy to let it like crush in Japan. And it's massively popular in Japan. Pikmin, it's like Splatoon levels for them. Another thing that really was very popular in Japan. But by appealing to their home audience, they made something that people all over the world eventually came around to. So yeah, I think that seems to be a smart strategy. And I'm glad to hear that this guy that still has a lot of sway at Nintendo saying exactly that.
And it's also like, they all put their feet in their mouth. Like they all can't help themselves. They say all the wrong things. Yeah. Part of the lesson to learn is shut the fuck up. Just stop talking. Just shut the fuck up. Like every time you talk, the entire gaming community gets mad. You see a pattern developing here? Just shut the fuck up.
And what they do like realize, I do think a lot of these companies are recognizing, oh, maybe we did get a bit too generic by going doing these globally appealing things. It's going to take a long time to sort of suss out like, all right, how can we figure out what games we can go back to? Like PlayStation does have this massive library of older games. It's going to take a long time just to like figure out how to approach any of that stuff. So, because they don't have a team that's been doing it for the last 10 years after closing Japan Studio.
That's right.
I feel like some of Miyamoto's like philosophy he's saying here can be seen in a game like Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, right? I saw that game and like the gist of it, I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? But now I can't stop seeing people going like, oh my God, I love this. And I keep playing it and there's more to do after I finish it. And they're like just really digging in. I feel like it's, Pikmin was like similarly strange and weird, like on launch, like you brought up. And now, 4 releases later, it's a worldwide thing.
And I still like remember the what he's talking about here when it came to Pikmin, where it's like this very personal thing of him like watching, I think, Ant's work or something like that during his lunch break, something along those lines, and being like, oh, he wanted to make that into a game, and then we got Pikmin, and knowing that about a game, and obviously a Nintendo Miyamoto game has the advantage of people wanting to know the thing that inspired Miyamoto. That's something that's going to get asked, but still, I do think that them putting that front and foremost helped that series over time and really did give it its own charm and own characteristics. All right, let's shift over to PlayStation. God of War Laufey gets a date, and Sony reassures people that Kratos is coming.
We're back. Okay.
We good?
Last thing I heard was Kratos was coming.
I heard that too, and then everything broke.
Okay.
Is Kratos coming today?
He came.
Kratos got into maybe just my internet. I don't know what happened there.
Kratos came and we died.
Kratos came and everyone died. That's how it happens. He is going to be in the next game after this. The events of that game will be set up by what happens in Laufey. And all this happened at, I think, Comic-Con or something like that. I'm a little bit like rolling my eyes because Cory Barlog does seem to be addressing the chuds here a little bit. Maybe not. Maybe this was always the plan. I have no idea. But it does feel to me, I know it does feel like to me like they are probably like trying to alleviate people who are concerned, like, oh, so now a woman's in this game forever? It's like, well, of course not, you dipshit. Like, are you just a complete walking like box of dumbass? Like, of course, Kratos, their most popular character, is going to come back. This is a spinoff. They presented it that way from the beginning. But they got a lot of comments from people who are worried or whatever. And then at the same time, they won't address legitimate consumer concerns about like what discs going away is going to mean for pricing. So one of those things is on lockdown and never going to get addressed because that it's business. This thing, they're like, oh, we can throw a bone to the weirdos. And it's like, one of these groups of people is demonstrably worse than the other, and you probably shouldn't be giving in to the worst one. And I do think they're doing that in this circumstance. But I think we all kind of were predicting Laufey was not going to be like the permanent setup for God of War going forward. Right. But is this what you guys want? Like a Kratos game that sort of follows up whatever this game does, or what?
So Laufey is it's a prequel, right?
No. So it's like a sidequel. Right,
it's what she's doing while she's dead. While the other stuff's happening.
Oh, right. Because she dies when they burn her, right in the beginning of the.
Well, she died and then they burn her.
She died. Yeah, she died and then.
Whatever. The order of operations. We're not concerned about that. Interesting. Okay. So well, I guess if you're the question you're asking is like, did they plan to kind of roll this out? I mean, like it's interesting that Comic-Con was the venue for that too, right? Like I wonder how much of that. I don't know.
God of War's got a show coming, right? So it's like Comic-Con's the way that stuff goes these days.
That's right. Although they had to recast Kratos, right?
Yeah, the guy because tore a bicep, I think, or something like that. Yeah,
the first dude got fucked up.
Ryan Hurst, right?
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah,
that guy. Yeah, that's a bummer to hear. He got hurt.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder like if this is like, okay, Laufey gets through her story and then unlocks a new pantheon, and then Kratos just walks into that. And now it's like it really feels like a clean start, or if Kratos sort of gets sucked into the events of this somehow. We'll see.
I mean, after Ragnarok, I think I'm more excited for like the trilogy remake than either of the new. Well, I mean, who knows what this Kratos one is going to be? But if it's another just like super narrative thing, it's like, nah, I'll just play the remake trilogy.
I'm with you. Yes,
we should all be so lucky, and this includes the chuds, to have Deborah Ann Wall gracing our screens in a video game. Lovely woman, great actress. She's a huge nerd. She's gonna like respect the shit out of this thing. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, she's definitely the part I am most excited about. I think she is fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, just a couple more to get through here. Square Enix producers explain why Final Fantasy VI Remake is intimidating. Naoki Yoshida said that remaking games such as Final Fantasy VI, 8, or even 9 at modern blockbuster scale could require 4 to 5 installments. Hamaguchi then clarified, it's like, yes, 6 is the reason I got into gaming, but I am not remaking that game. He also emphasized how unusual it was for Final Fantasy VII Remake's team, the team that's been working on that from the beginning of these 3 games, to stick around for the decade it has required to complete this trilogy, and that it would be very unlikely that you would see that happen again. So, and that's what it would take to do one of these. I think that this is like kind of Square Enix being in their bullshit a little bit of they have one vision for what a remake for these games can be. And it is like, just blow out the fidelity on every scale. And that, yeah, sure. That would mean like if there is a 1-hour scene in Final Fantasy VI, that when you kind of get into the details and begin rendering those yourself, that means you have to really kind of first blow up that space so people can explore it. But then once you do that, like, you have to put even more details in there to make it feel alive in the way that it felt on the Super Nintendo. And so that just naturally sort of leads into scope creep or whatever. There's got to be another way, though, right? They don't have to make a 4 to 5 entry remake of Final Fantasy VI. That seems a bit silly.
HD 2D big like remaster with like a fresh soundtrack, or refreshed soundtrack rather, and then I'd be happy. Haven't played 6, and that's how I would love to play it.
Yeah, yes, and people are like the translation, of course. Like Yoshi is like, we can't do it because that's what people would expect, but you know, I think that, again, I think that's Square Enix in their bullshit a little bit, being like, they expect that because we're Square Enix. Those are the kinds of games we make, and I just feel like you could maybe get a little creative here and find other ways of doing that. All right, and then Dragon Age series producer says he doesn't see it returning. Former Dragon Age executive producer Mark Dara does not anticipate a new game in the series anytime soon, explaining that franchise has likely been sidelined while BioWare focuses on the next Mass Effect game. We do know that pretty much to be true. Dara noted that pitching existing IPs within EA is difficult because numerous individuals claim ownership and frequently reject new proposals. Consequently, he believes only BioWare could successfully pitch a new Dragon Age, though he is unsure who within the studio would do so. And, you know, I think after the last game was sort of not a flop, but missed the target in a lot of ways, that would be a difficult thing to pull off. So yeah, Dragon Age on ice for the time being, and probably long into the future.
Veilguard is, you know, like it's a good game. Like it's good. It's just like carrying that weight.
Delivered. Yeah.
It's carrying the weight of Dragon Age, like the series behind it, a series that promises like consequences for all your decisions, and then it just like eschewed some of those and said, actually, we can't because scope creep. And I'm like, that's fair. But I think Corey Bush, the director, right? Corey Bush directed Veilguard. I think she left, so she's not there anymore. And yeah, like I feel like they made something, spent a lot of time on it, got hated on for it from like the worst parts of the internet, got like that lukewarm reception. It's like, why would you want to pitch another Dragon Age unless you have like a death wish, I guess. I'd rather focus on, you know, like Mass Effect or something.
Right. And it's not like it was like, oh, they delivered exactly the game they were trying to make. It was in trouble and they sort of had to rescue it. And the fact that the game they delivered is as cohesive as it is a miracle.
Yeah.
And I bet that they don't want to go through that again, let alone disappointing fans who are loud and obnoxious. All right. That does it for the headlines. I am going to hand the show back over to you, Jerv.
Thank you very much, Mr. Grubb. All right, that's the news. We are going to get into emails, super chats if we've got them, and put a bow on this podcast episode. We'll get to all that right after this break. Stick around. We'll see you in a sec. Email time. Before we get into the email time, I never did this. I should have done this a couple of weeks ago. I gotta do a Giant Bomb Myst connection.
Okay.
You guys know what Myst connections are?
MYST? Myst?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, this is in no way.
We were doing puzzles together at the Mysterium Convention.
Yes. Tragically, this in no way relates to Myst. I saw Stavros Halkias a couple weeks ago in Montclair, New Jersey, and I could have sworn I saw someone. Maybe I was looking into a weird freaky deaky mirror. I don't know. I could have sworn I saw someone wearing a Giant Bomb shirt and a New Jersey Devils hat. Now, sometimes the world, you look into it and it just shows you yourself back.
Right. Your brain fills in the blanks.
That's what I saw. But maybe this is real. Maybe I don't fake person chat saying perhaps. But if you were at the Stavi show a couple weeks ago in Montclair, I think I saw you. If you weren't, I'm insane.
Yeah, just seeing dudes.
Like that.
Seeing dudes.
Yeah.
You know, seeing like, it wasn't Dib. It was not my, that's stupid. This person, I could have sworn it was a bit far away. And I told Stacey and she's like, what do you want to do? I was like, I don't know. I'm not going to chase after the guy. Anyway, that was awesome. What a great show. I love Stavi. You guys like
it's only podcasts where the members of the podcast chase down their fans, not the other way around. I like it.
Yeah, comedian or musician?
Comedian, podcaster, yeah.
Ah, gotcha.
Was he on Cumtown? Is that the name of the podcast?
Okay. Yeah, he was in Begonia, Dan. He's the cop in Begonia.
Oh, the cop with the mustache. Yes. I have seen him.
The totally like not weird look, like not sleazy guy. Like he played totally normal character in that.
Okay, yes.
Totally normal police kind of character in that.
He was good in that, yeah.
The minute he rolls up in that movie, I turned to my wife. I said what he is. Like I called it. Like it was.
Oh yeah. I mean, that was the most over implied situation I think in that entire film.
He's great though. Great actor.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun. I'm very happy how much he seems to be on his way. All right. Emails, bombcast@giantbomb.com. Let's get into it, fellers. Mike from Loveland. Greetings, archivists of the Giant Bomb Antiquary. What are gaming feats you consider to be impossible in a casual social sense of the word? For example, I do not think it is possible to land the plane in Top Gun for the NES. That game has one level and then concludes with an avant-garde ending of your character plummeting into the sea. All evidence to the contrary is editing or cheating and always a hoax.
Always.
Have you ever encountered something in gaming you simply refuse to believe anyone could do?
Space Ace.
Yeah, Space Ace for Super Nintendo. No one would.
I've never seen anyone do it.
No one would be dumb enough to sit there and do that. Yeah, just like figuring out the first level of Bart versus the Space Mutants, like without looking stuff up. That's impossible.
We knew, like we did it on like a Delight Club. Right, even Delight Club. It was B Light Club or something. We did it, and it's just like we knew what to do, and we could not do it. The first level, and everyone rented that game back then because it was like the height of Simpsons Mania. And yeah, I've never once seen anyone be that first level.
Yep. I mean, for me, it wasn't even Top Gun. It was another NES flight game. It was that the stealth bomber game that I can never remember the name of. Yeah, F-11A
something, Interceptor or something.
Yeah, something like that. And it's like the one video game my dad would play, and we would try to land that thing on the carrier, and we never could figure it out. But yeah, that's very similar.
Very good. All right, Drew from Portland has graced us with an email. Hi, guys. I just went to the Mysterium panel and the community meetup afterwards. Unfortunately, I was not confident enough to push my way into any conversations with the crew, and I had to leave disappointed. I've been a fan of GB for over a decade, and I feel like I screwed up my big chance. Any advice on handling situations like that? I wanted to thank you guys for coming, and hopefully I'll get another chance to meet and chat with y'all someday. Send us your address, Drew, and Dan and Jan will be flying to your town, staying with you. No, what kind of advice do we have for Drew here?
This is something I learned a long time ago, where it's just the secret is just turning your brain off. Because like I remember learning it in high school, because like I would super want to like skip class, and I'd be like, I'm sitting in the back. There's no way to get out of this class except without my teacher seeing me. And so it's like I would just think about all the ways it could go wrong. And then I started skipping class by just being like, I'm going to stop thinking. I'm not thinking about anything. All I have to do is grab my backpack, put it on, and walk out the door and walk out to my car and drive to Funkoland. And I did that all the fucking time. And I just turned my brain off, and that's how you got it done.
Yeah, I think
Is that good advice? I feel like that's not good advice.
It works.
It's sort of like act like you've been there, but like a weird fucked up version.
Yeah, it's with a confidence. Just turn your complete clean slate and then just do the thing. And don't think about the ways it could go wrong.
Yeah,
Right,
don't listen to
that's
don't listen
my
to the
point.
part of don't listen to the part of yourself that is just going over all the imagining all the things that can happen.
Right.
That's dumb. That's a waste of time.
You'll get in your own way that way, and you just need to just do the thing that's scaring you.
Well,
But
you
also,
don't
like-
just need to rob the bank, though. You don't just
Well,
need to like.
you'll get in trouble doing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You like a lot of times you just have to give yourself permission, and then in some instances, like, hey, we're having a meetup. We are giving you explicit permission to come say hi to us. Then you have to like take that and give yourself permission to be like, dude, hey, it's okay. You're not bothering them. They said you're not bothering them. They came here to meet you. So you have to like really like just stop and say, if it is like turn your brain off, I think that's the same thing of don't get in your own way. And if that means don't listen to the voice in your head, or have a conversation with the voice in your head and say, hey, I have permission, so I'm going to give you permission to be quiet. And now let's go ahead and do this. There's ways to deal with that, but it is like you would have to deal with those voices.
And I think this is a relatable thing that most people have experienced is like, when you're like standing on the edge of a lake or a pool or something, and you're like, oh, I want to get in, I want to swim, but I bet it's going to be cold. And you think about it and you think about it. And you just like, you dip your toe in, you go slow and make it worse for yourself. And every fucking time when you just shut your fucking brain off and jump in, there's like a second of discomfort. And then you're like, oh, I'm fine. I'm glad I did that.
Rip the Band-Aid off. Yeah.
Yep.
I've been on both sides of this with Giant Bomb, right? Like, going to like live shows and talking to Backlar after. It's how I met Backlar after Game of the Year 2023 or something like that. I would say like these people are here for Giant Bomb, right? Everybody was there for Giant Bomb. Like we're there to like talk to you. It's not that you want to like get in line to have a conversation, join a conversation. Like you can stand near, and if they're talking about something interesting, like talk about it with them. Like it's a group thing. It's not a one-on-one thing, or like these people have formed a three conversation. That's just not how it works now. People are right.
Bring a gag, bring a prop or something. Be like, hey,
I got Dorf on golf.
Yes, the
no magic.
Dorf on golf. Yeah,
No,
but no magic.
I got Dorf on golf.
No, I'll give me the close-up magic. I want to see that.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
and you're not a bother. Don't think that about yourself.
Especially in these environments where it's like
that. That's the whole point. Yeah.
Whole point. So yes, so don't get in your own way in this in the future. Definitely listen, get rid of those voices. Come say hi to us.
Also, there's a lot of times where it's like, you are just like standing around, and it's like there are a lot of times where there's like 5 or 6 people around me at the meetup. And, not everyone was going in and had the pressure of like, keeping a conversation going or whatever. Some people just kind of like joined in on the circle, and like maybe that leads to something, or you could say something if you're comfortable, but if not, just stay there and then you're still kind of part of the conversation.
Yeah, just watch it happen. Exactly. Yes, you could just stand there. Yeah. Especially, we were talking to so many people at some certain points. It's like, if you're just sitting there kind of like listening to the conversation, it wouldn't have been weird at all.
Yep. Agreed.
Maybe that's what I should have done with the Stavi guy.
Yeah, should have just followed him home. That's what we were saying.
I should have just been like, can I ride in your car?
You clearly are another version of me, so I clearly
beside my MacGruber.
I'm sure we have a ton in common already. I can tell by your wardrobe.
I signed 2 MacGrubers. Same guy, Greg. Yeah,
I was jealous. Greg was cool.
Great.
Oh man, MacGrubers. That's a thing I've got too many of. All right.
You have multiples?
Yeah, man. Don't act like you don't know. Don't stand
I thought it was
there.
just the one.
Just the one? I've got
John Blood all of a
what?
sudden
He
here.
might not have any. You should probably send another one.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah.
I've got so many. It's dumb. I think they're just in my closet now. Anyway.
Did you see the clip from the Coyote vs. Acme thing they put out today of Will Forte it's like the lawyer commercial talking about like, have you painted a realistic tunnel on the side of a mesa? And then like,
yes, and then he just keeps
very,
going.
very good. Yeah,
It's
you
not too
fall into a
long.
minefield, and
It goes too long
all the
though,
time.
right?
What's that, Chuck?
It goes a little too long, like that little clip.
I think I liked it a lot.
It's kind of Will Forte's humor,
down.
but I was like, oh,
Oh no, I like the whole
Not
thing.
at all for me. Yeah.
Okay,
This
all right.
Agree.
film might be the one thing that like puts my dad and myself like back in good terms.
Oh, that's
wow.
NOICE.
I feel like this might be the only thing that allows us to have anything in common.
God,
Like-
Thank you,
Go ahead,
Greg.
Dan.
What's wrong, Dan?
I'm sorry, I said
What's wrong,
NOICE.
Dan?
And that
you
seemed
said
to
noise.
activate him.
Oh, that Portland slang. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Oh,
Okay.
is it a Portland thing? Is a very fair question, Jeff Bacalar.
I don't know.
Dan, I can tell you're I am impressed with your running. Why don't you tell people
Thank
about your
you.
run?
Yeah, I went on a 14-mile run around Portland or along the river, and there's like a lot of industrial areas, a lot of bridges and stuff like that, a lot of graffiti. And as I was running, this is an almost 3-hour run. The whole time, like on numerous instances, I saw like on bridges and walls and railroad areas and stuff. It's just like
I know what this is already.
Yeah,
and
I know. You already see it. And then noise. And I'm like, okay, that's funny. That must be like a Portland thing. Like noise. That must be like a big Portland slang or something.
No spaces.
The kerning was off.
Don't lie. Dan, don't lie. Have respect for us and for the audience. Don't lie. There was a space.
Motherfucker's from Minneapolis, by the way. Okay.
Minneapolis doesn't have any opinions about this. Yeah. No, I'm done with the run. I'm done 14 miles. I'm sitting there. I'm just kind of stretching and I'm looking up at this bridge and I'm like, there's a little more of a space there. And I'm like, oh, it's 2 words. Okay.
You just saw some tagger named
I just thought it was noise. Yeah.
He's getting up everywhere in Portland.
Yep.
14 miles of that.
Uh-huh.
Portland
I'm just like,
noise.
Noise.
Did you guys hear what Chuck said? That was great. Keep Portland noise.
Oh, man.
I love that. Come
you
on,
dumb son of a bitch.
It was only the end where you saw a space
Yeah, I was
between
literally
At least
done
they figured
and
that before he talked to
stretching.
us, though.
And I
That's
just started
pretty awesome.
laughing. Like when I saw it, I just started laughing. Like, God fucking damn it.
I appreciate Dan's ability to self-own in order to humor his friends.
Oh, it was
I really
objectively very
appreciate
funny.
that.
The realization, yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Travis and Fargo, you know the drill. He sends us 5 questions. We read one of them. What should people do instead of going on Reddit? Go the fuck outside is what you should do. Touch the grass.
See a movie, meditate, exercise, all sorts of fun stuff. Yeah.
It's getting bad with Mike. Guy gets 1,000 nice comments. One rough one on Reddit will ruin his day now. And it's like we all could have told you this is how it ends, Mike, but he's got to go through it himself.
We all have
People
all
used to talk about how robotic his delivery is.
He loves that.
Okay. So with Mike, sitting with him in the car during a stream was very enlightening for me because he we bring that up. Someone commented about his voice being robotic, and what they mean is how he just takes a certain spacing with some of the delivery when he's talking, right? He's just considering his words and spacing it out, and I like it. It's nice to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
So he makes a joke about it, but then I watch him and he's like, I see it. I see him seething a little bit. But he keeps joking about it, and it makes him mad that he's joking about it. I'm like, this sick son of a bitch. He's going to keep reading these comments.
The way I picture his setup is there's a monitor off screen that we can see that always has that up.
Just
and
it's
it's
a
set to
workstation that is
refresh.
programmed to show the most recent comment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
About
it's
with
got
a
all
filter about
I
all
could
the
build
keywords.
that. Should I build that for him?
No. We're actually starting to talk about how he might have a problem, and no, I don't want to be the one to push him over the edge. So no, I disagree. You shouldn't build that.
What to do instead of be on Reddit? Audiobooks.
Yeah, books in general.
Audiobooks. That way you don't have to read. Let's find lazy things for this person to do. If they like Reddit, they're like me, and I don't want to go out touch grass all the time. I do want to be lazy sometimes.
But
Pick up
man,
drawing.
Tree's a mystery, man. Let's get back out in nature. Nature was good.
Nature's awesome. Yeah, that's the smell of the air there in the trees was killer.
Yeah, air's awesome.
See the air. Yeah, it was great.
Video game documentaries.
Okay, that's good too.
There's a lot to do.
Podcasts with video accompaniment with your favorite individuals on them with good opinions about video games.
Be normal. Play a Sudoku.
Yeah.
Play a weird Sudoku.
Okay. We got to talk about that. Yeah, we played Sudoku, but it was in the Dunny Myst language. Yeah. And by the end, I was just seeing symbols, and I just knew. I was like, oh my God, I memorized the Dunny numbers. Holy shit. So
I had shorthand for all of them. This is the F, this is the square, this is the cross, the up, I
could right now during this podcast draw all of them without needing.
Oh, that rules.
That's
okay,
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
Does it rule? I don't know.
I thought so, man. I was like super in my element, just sitting there with you guys, all quiet, doing the puzzles together. We're also across from like this really cute like group of friends that had clearly been into Myst for like from the beginning, included like a lovely like older lady, and it was just like, oh, I think I might be in my happy place right now. So yes, Chuck, I thought it's very cool.
Grub was like solving essentially like a ARG type big puzzle thing with some of these other people. Me, Mary, and Dan are all racing in this dunny Sudoku thing, and all three of us give up.
We all fucked it up. Yeah.
Yes.
We all get to that moment where we're like, an hour deep into Sudoku, and we're like, fuck, I put 2 of these here. That can't happen.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, noise.
Fantastic. I love that word. You know that.
So that's the name of the podcast, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Noise,
cool.
right?
Noise, all caps.
Hashtag noise. Okay. Continues the ongoing saga that no one is arguing about, yet people seem to be throwing strays over. Which pinball city is the most pinball city, I guess, is the controversy of our time. Hello, bombers and fishing lore casters. I would argue that Pittsburgh is the greatest pinball city. We have a high concentration of top players that can compete on the international stage, and there are machines in almost every brewery and bar we have, and we've got a lot of those. We also host Pinburg and are the former home to Pop-Up Pinball Championships. Sure, Elwin Escher and the Sharp brothers don't live here, but we still have people that can, have, and will appear in the higher scoreboard placings in big events, making our local tournaments feel like a major event anytime a release party or league final happens. While you can find great players across the globe, all the best came here for decades to prove who was the best. P.S. Pinburg is this week, July 22nd to the 26th, and while it's not as fun as pre-COVID, it's still a great event to attend as a non-competitor. Emailers, chatters, we're not fighting about this. Every city is the best pinball city as far as I'm concerned.
If you got a pinball machine, I'm into you. Or as Mike would say, like Seattle, I'm in you. So yeah,
he loves doing that.
He did that 50 times. Yeah,
I didn't get it most of them on tape, but like every time we saw a new street sign, like Eureka, I am in you.
Yeah,
Oregon, I'm in you. He said Oregon.
Wow, he's just a bundle of joy.
Backler. With like pinball cities, I immediately thought Chicago, but then I realized this emailer is not talking about the history of pinball or where they're made. He was talking about who's good at pinball and likes to play it.
I guess, or it sounds like also like they're making the case that like Pittsburgh is home to like all of the important tournaments. Chicago's obviously where they're all being made, right? Yes. Like the biggest ones. I think this is great. I love to hear it. I love Pittsburgh, the city as it is, and certainly this raises its stock, in my opinion. What's up, Grub?
I'll just say, like, I'm back. Like, you're right. I don't care about this, but I'm just with thought experiment. Like, what it sounds like is he's saying that Pittsburgh is the home of pinball because like it's the home of the championship, but like Las Vegas is the home of Evo, which is the big fighting game championship. And I think if you said Las Vegas is the home of fighting games, you might get your ass kicked.
So you get cut. You get cut.
You get fucked up, I think. So I don't know. I just don't know. That's all I'm saying.
And Vegas has like a huge pinball museum as well. And no one in their right mind would point to Vegas and be like, that's Graceland.
Yeah. But maybe that's a Vegas problem. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's got enough problems, I guess. All right. Well, thank you. I don't know who wrote this in, but appreciate it. Thank you very much for your email. We'll do one more here, and then we'll move on to super chats and all the housekeeping affairs. Johnny from Dallas writes in, "Hey guys, in case you guys decide to make young Mikey's dream come true and visit the Peanuts Museum on the road trip."
Drove right past it.
Spoiler, they did not. And as a fellow Peanuts fanatic, I thought I'd let you guys know which of the iconic characters I see you all as, and see if you agree once you visited the Holy Land of Schultz. They did not. Mike Minotti, Snoopy. I feel like that's pretty low-hanging fruit, right? I mean,
feels
okay.
Let's
hear
exactly
them out.
Right.
Both have a habit of stealing the show. Both often spend their time in their own fantasy worlds. Snoopy with his multiple personas, and Mike in actual Fantasyland at Disney theme parks. Okay,
sure,
cool.
I'll take it.
Okay, my turn. Jeff Baglar, Charlie Brown. Go on. Not only does Jeff look like a grown-up version of Charlie Brown, okay, fuck you. His co-host shenanigans often leave him sighing or saying things like good grief as well. It's true. Both things that Charlie Brown ends up saying a lot as the world once again fails to go his way. I mean, emailer, I think you're spot on here. Jan Ochoa, Schroeder. Really? Who's that?
Schroeder plays the piano.
Yeah.
Word?
Right.
This is actually a good call.
Okay, I just wasn't familiar. Just as people often come and talk to the young pianist as he is busy playing, Jan also keeps busy with a keyboard and more, keeping things running while others talk. Okay, well played.
When we're doing like a live show or like GB at night, Jan sort of hunched over the keyboard does have a very has Schroeder energy for sure.
Can I tell you the most Schroeder thing Jan's done to me?
Yeah.
It was exactly the situation talk about Grub. I look over and Jan's kind of like going to town. And I was like, how you doing, Jan? He goes, not now, Chuck.
Yep.
Yeah. There's a mode Jan gets in where he's like standing in front of like the screens and his like hands are up or on his head or something. And just like, okay, I'm just not going to say anything.
And it just fuck with that guy.
It just made me love him. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, Jeff Grubb, Lucy Van Pelt just says Lucy makes her money charging people to come talk to her at her makeshift psychiatry booth. Jerf makes bank interviewing others both during his morning show. I think he meant to say you.
Yeah, he meant Grubb. Yeah.
And on the couch at events. I think that's fair. I think you're 4 for 4 here so far.
Yeah, I'll take. I'm not sure if I'm pulling the football in front of Jerf ever, but yeah, sure.
I don't think like that's necessarily implied, right?
Yeah,
like,
I think yes, we're setting that aside.
We're saucing a hockey puck to each other. There's no football.
It's a little sauce
here.
Exactly.
Yeah, just a little saucy sauce. Dan Reichert is Linus Van Pelt. I didn't know they were brother and sister.
Yeah, they are.
Did you guys know Linus and Lucy related?
Linus is Lucy's little brother.
Man, I don't know dick about peanuts. If any of the crew are going to believe in something like the Great Pumpkin, it's Dan. Also, Dan recites wrestling lore the same way Linus recites Bible verses.
Austin 3:16. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, same thing.
Wait, Linus is like a Bible freak?
I mean, the whole peanuts thing is a very Catholic coded thing. Yeah,
really.
If I've not shown my hand, I don't know shit about peanuts.
Watch the Christmas peanuts thing this year, and then just wait for them to get to the point where he just straight up begins talking about Jesus.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. I guess.
Yeah, is it?
Turbo Sean. Rerun. There's 3 of them. Rerun Van Pelt. There's 3 siblings.
Okay, there's lots of Van Pelts.
Sean is the embodiment of Linus and Lucy's little brother, who is often depicted on the child seat of his mother's bike. 2 young people frequently hoping their elders don't break anything or cause a crash. It's actually kind of funny. Chuck and Will are Violet and Patty, not Peppermint Patty. They may not get the same amount of screen time as the others, but when allowed, they show up and they offer something witty, insightful, or biting. Hope you all enjoy this. Have fun on the trip. Thank you, Johnny. What do you think, Chuck?
Thanks, Johnny.
You biting or?
Can I have 2 I would swap, and I think it would be an easy swap.
I thought it was a perfect list, but go ahead.
I would do Dan as Snoopy and Mike as Linus, and it's clean. Like, off in his own world. Are you sure that's not Dan Reichert?
Mike would definitely have a safety blanket. Yeah,
exactly. And then reciting wrestling. What about Disney? What about bringing Disney up all the time?
Yeah.
Who's more grounded than reality between me and him?
Grounded in
Mike.
reality?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
God, I don't know what that means when it comes to 2 of you.
No, I think Mike just understands more of how the world kind of works.
Yeah, it's Mike.
If that's fair.
Oh, because you can make a hamburger or whatever. Like,
I love that that's your example.
I mean, Dan,
I'm trying to think of like normal stuff that he knows.
If you want to clap back at that, we can go down the list, brother. Okay.
I feel like we're on similar playing fields there, right? We're both in our own worlds.
Like, you're in the same conversation because we're obviously doing it right now. We'll give you that much.
Yeah, you're at the same table, but I'm
Mike's about to go to the adult table though. So
yeah,
Chad is mainly saying that it's me that's more grounded than reality. They're all
they're not.
No, they're not.
For when Mike is listening to this later, just know all the chat thinks
there's
it's
been a
me.
wave. There's been a wave here. Yeah, all right.
Thank you, Grub. Yes, thank you, Grub. I appreciate it.
I'm seeing a chat. No, Dan is wrong. Lol. Dan is off his rock.
Your Chuck or Bachelor's Mike. Is this the internet?
Yeah. Yeah,
We got the storms
Jan
going
get that
on
for
over
you.
there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm the tiebreaker as the fill-in host today, and I can't lie. Can't lie
No, no.
to
Dan
the
is
audience.
right.
Thank you.
Cool, Mary. Thanks for showing
Mary
up.
will be in the travel as well, man. Hang out with Mary with so much
A lot,
fun.
yeah.
Sick
Yeah, she's the
timing,
best.
Mary. You rule. That does it for emails. Let us do the pivot into super chats.
Super
Chuck
chats.
Kowski, do we have any to speak of?
We do. Tyler Courtney says GB meetup in Bubsy, Montana when?
That's not a
I would do
town.
that. That sounds funny. That sounds like
Sounds
Catch
fun.
Me If You Dan.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Not a bad idea. All right.
Zacy or Zaki, not sure which one, says, I tried the 3DS version of Myst. Sounds like a perfect game for the touchscreen, right? Wrong! You use the circle pad to move the cursor, but it's absolute positioned, I think, so it recenters constantly. That does sound really annoying.
what? I mean, that is the thing with like Myst is like, what are the controls going to be like? And it was like on the Switch was a little frustrating. If you like brush the touchscreen, it's like you want to go to touchscreen mode, and then you can't hit a button to back out of that. You have to touch the screen to hit cancel. It was silly, but whatever. I got through that game in a couple hours. Not a problem.
Hell yeah. El Grug, shouts out to El Grug, says, my job announced in January that we were all getting new computers and hasn't mentioned it since. Someone didn't know how expensive 13,000 laptops are.
Oh my lord.
13,000.
Everyone's
Man.
getting one?
Not anymore.
Do you think we
You
can
know,
find out where El Grug works based on that number?
Just getting
13,000.
a
That's a lot.
Ubisoft, yeah.
Screaming Madden says, somewhat on the subject on unbeatable gaming tasks on a casual level, I beat chapters 3 and 4 on very hard difficulty at F-Zero GX the last few days.
Jesus.
What?
That game, we rented that in college, and that is impossible.
Impossible. Like I need to play it on shoot hardware. I think like I was trying to do it on the Switch too, and I think something about that was making it even more difficult. Because I remember being able to do it somewhat on the GameCube back in the day, but it was just impossible.
Brutal.
Robo Jim says both interpretations of NOICE are very appropriate in Portland. Hope to catch y'all the next time you're in town.
So
Maybe I
some
wasn't
of them,
wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe some snuck in there, Dan.
Yeah,
Maybe they were trying to say noise. I don't know.
I read that super chat the same way. You're not wrong. You're right.
Thank
I read
you,
that
thank you.
the same way.
I
you
love
did.
the Mary's like hard sales pitch on getting any of us to move to Portland. She was going hard in the paint for that. It is a
It's a
really
cool
cool
city.
city.
It's a cool
I
city. I
really
like
liked it. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
dig Portland. I've been there a handful of times. That place rules. If I had to be on the West Coast, and like it would be on a short list. For sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think about
there's
city.
like 4 cities, so that yeah.
I think about
San
city
Diego
planning a
up there.
lot.
I like San Diego.
Yeah.
Think about city planning a lot, and Portland, like I'm sure it has issues, but when I see a city that has like public transit with lots of like green space interspersed, and I don't mean like here's a park that settles
They,
it for like this
designed
20
it
block
around
radius.
the trees. Yeah.
Yes, so
Chuck,
like
you would
lots of
appreciate
trees and
Minneapolis.
natural
I
areas.
think in the country, I don't know if it's country or the world, but it's like it is the most like accessible like parks. Like every house in the city basically is like a mile from a park at most or something like that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
El Grug is back and says, you think Mike has a book of Reddit users he hates and wants to kill Billy Madison style? And how many times is Christian on that list? That no. Okay.
Oh, that's funny. Hell yeah.
Good.
Yes, I do think he has that. I think he.
And he will enact it. Yeah.
Well, I think he just keeps that list and.
Oh, we got to have a
listen-
clause if someone goes to prison so that I can get my 25% instead of 20%.
Oh,
so.
right.
I don't know. how.
No. If I go to prison, I could be like Junior from The Sopranos, and we'd like meet in a hospital room.
All
and,
right, that's fun.
like,
Okay,
yeah.
That is really good. Yeah.
Who is the most likely to go to prison?
Not me.
Yeah, there's no way.
If I haven't yet,
of anything. Yeah.
yeah, I'm
Because of your privilege or what?
Yeah.
charm. I like to think of it as charm.
I think, wouldn't Dan end up going to the same prison as Martha Stewart for like something tax related?
No. I'm
No,
good
I
on
think
tax stuff.
He's got perfect.
Right. It wouldn't be a
taxes,
women's
Yeah,
prison.
taxes are good.
Yeah.
No one goes
I'll
to
go.
jail for taxes at our level.
I think it'd be Bacalar because that'd be the funniest.
I mean,
Like
yeah.
Bacalar in prison. I don't know. It's just something about that sounds very. It's like a Curb Your Enthusiasm type thing.
Okay. I don't know for what though. Nothing I do is like prison bound. It's certainly like maybe slap on the wrist bound, but not prison bound.
Well, that one thing.
Well, that one thing that we don't talk about. Come on. Just that one murder.
He stole the jewelry and a Catwoman outfit, and you should join Giant Bomb Premium, giantbomb.com/join, so you can get access to the Premium Blight. Jerf is playing Catwoman on the GameCube, I think. So if you'd like to see him steal the jewels and go to jail, that's where you can do it. We got one more super chat. Migsv says, JB, could you describe what East Coast keyboard mafia is?
Oh, my hat. Yes. This is so one of the keyboard, like stores, that I frequent, Novelties. I've talked about them a bunch. Really good dudes over there. They got into a weird, there was like a customer who was like really being annoying, and he accused them of being East Coast keyboard mafia people, which is just like such an amazing thing that a customer chose to wrote in an email to a store on the internet, and they had the best they did the best thing they could with that and made it into a fun joke. And that rules. Is what
if something similar ever happens to us, we will definitely do merch like that. Yeah. That is good. Yeah.
Elite Giant Bomb Gaming Mafia.
Yep.
So there you have it. Thank you very much for all the super chats. My friends, what do we have going on the rest of the week here at Giant Bomb?
Nine Lives is posting later today. I forgot to start the upload, so that might be a little later than normal. I'm sorry.
But today, Game This Morning's the rest of the week. Beckler, I think you're on the show tomorrow. I think we're going to have a finale Friday. It'll be good.
Got a couple recordings of things we're recording this week that because of embargo and also just other scheduling stuff you will see later, including Catwoman. You will see sooner rather than later. Cat Jerfman, you will see very soon.
Please, Cat Jerfman, my full name.
Very exciting.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Oh, we have a late couple of super chats, Chuck, in from.
If you could get that, I'm in Google Drive downloading the newest episode of 9 Lives.
Oh, we have two just pop up. One from Last Geek. I want Jerf Week. Don't we all? You're gonna get it in Pinball Week.
Mm-hmm. That's basically Pinball Week. Yeah.
Every week can't be Pinball Week. Maybe it could. Maybe it's a different thing. And then one from Tolcado.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
If you want a good FF6 remake with amazing music and slightly more detailed pixels, then just play the Pixel Remaster right now. It's great.
Wow, that was almost as robotic as he actually talks.
Oh, I can't. Mike, should I put FF6 on the old games list, and why? Send another super chat with more money.
Mikey, sweetie baby, I'm so sorry that I delivered your super chat in that way, because it was just a layup. It was just a little layup.
Can I respond to you the way he would if he was here?
T-ball. Yeah. What's up?
Birch?
No, I'm going to do one. My name is Tolkoto.
Come on. Wait, what is the way? I don't even know if I understand the robotic delivery thing. What is?
I think people are just talking about like when he does the news and stuff. Like when he transitions to another topic, he'll be like, "So we will find out how that happens when that game launches in August."
But it's because he's like trying not to.
During the transition, like, yeah. You know what I mean?
Sure. I think the robotic thing is a little too.
Oh yeah.
No, that was like a Reddit comment.
Psycho. Yes.
That was just a comment that said that, and it's stuck in his craw ever since. Yeah.
It's just Mikey mode. It's just.
I like Mike in chat talking, and then there's someone 2 messages down like he speaks haltingly. It's like he's right there. Come on.
I mean, Mike, you're spending all this time super chatting. Get on the plane. They're waiting for you, buddy. Like,
where are you on a plane yet?
Jesus Christ.
I think his flight's not still for another hour. So.
Oh my God. Jeez.
Yeah. He says, I hope I never get home and never have to work with all again.
Whoa.
I didn't do anything. I'm being nice.
Do you mean that about everybody, Mikey? Jesus. Are you sure about that? You sure? Anyway, folks, this was a pleasure podcasting with you boys today. Thank you so much. This was wonderful. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Dan. Thank you to Grub. You had something to say, Grub?
No, I was just if you were gonna tee us up to be like, oh, let's get. I was just gonna say thank you, Bacalar. So thank you, Bacalar.
Thank you, Bacalar.
Of course,
thank you, Bacalar.
Thank you to Jam behind the scenes on his way to recovery. Appreciate it, Jam. We love you very much. Thanks to Sean. Thanks to Will. And we'll be back with another Bombcast next week. Until then, have a fantastic rest of your week.
NOICE.
We'll see you right here.
NOICE.
on Giant Bomb.
NOICE, do that demon dust.